do that, and he gets it into his big people. It'll be a long night for Montbello.
All right, we'll take a break here now and hear a word about the Denver Public Schools from their superintendent, Evie Dennis.
Hello, I'm Evie Dennis, Superintendent of Denver Public Schools. This is an exciting time of year. We are in the process of finding out who are the best high school basketball teams in the state. For another group of Denver Public School students, April will be an exciting time also. That's when a social studies class from Denver East High School will represent Colorado at the National Bicentennial Competition in Washington, D.C. The competition, which tests knowledge of the Constitution, was begun to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the Bill of Rights. Only Denver schools have represented our state in the 5-year history of the competition. Denver East 4 times, and John F. Kennedy once. East was second out of 44 states last year. The beauty of the competition is that it involves Denver Public School students at all academic levels. The only qualification is a thirst for knowledge. Good luck to this year's bicentennial team.
All right, we are at McNichols Arena, where we will bring you live coverage, play-by-play, of both 6A semifinals in the boys basketball tournament, awaiting the Montbello Arapahoe game, which should start shortly. Working with us again tonight, as he did in the quarterfinals on Wednesday night, working the baseline, giving us insights we can't get from the table, is veteran John Bowman. Come in, John.
Hey, thanks a lot, Michael. Hey, we're going to give you the information, whether it's in the locker room, in the stands, or in the huddle along the sidelines. We're going to give you the inside stuff as we get ready to watch these 6A semifinal championship games. Back to you, Michael.
Ron Vlachine has been coaching for 24 years. He's looking for state title number 10, an unprecedented run. Earlier, John Bowman had a chance to talk to Ron Vlachine, coach of the Arapahoe Warriors.
Coach, what's it look like? Final four, here you are. This is the big one, huh?
Well, yeah, we're happy to be here, and we're going up against a real tough team, I think, tonight in Montbello.
What do you have to do to get a victory tonight?
Well, I think we have to take care of the ball, not let them take it away from us, get it down the floor and try to get it inside. If we have any advantage, it's probably inside a little bit, so we need to get it to our guys in close to the basket.
Post game going to be important?
Yeah, I think the post game is critical to us because our best players, our most skilled offensive players are inside.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Saeed Abdul Rahman of Montbello is so pleased with this year's team. It's one of his favorites. They are a surprise here in the semifinals, despite being so youthful. John Bowman earlier cornered the coach and talked to Saeed Abdul Rahman.
Coach, you're in the Final Four. What do you have to do to get a victory tonight?
Well, we got to play good, solid defense. We got to keep moving on offense. Got to keep their big men off the board. Try to, keep them from getting the stick back off the shot. And just play, good, solid all-around game.
Any keys? Are you going to press them?
Oh, yeah, no question. From baseline to baseline. We're going to go play old-fashioned Montbello basketball again. I think the kids are ready to make the right decisions in an up-tempo game. That's the only reason why I held them back early in the season. And we're just going to go ahead and let it rip this time.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much.
One thing is for sure, the Warriors will win this first game. Montbello and Arapahoe both nicknamed the Warriors. But stay with us. We will be here for the second game when the two preseason favorites, the City team, George Washington, meets the Chatfield Chargers, currently the #1 seed in the tournament.
Well, you bet. Chatfield Chargers are wall-to-wall, tree-top tall, led by Worley, McCorkin, and Jacobs. They're awful tough, but don't count out GW. They picked up the banner for Manuel, and they've been talking about this all year. Freddie Edmonds and super sensation freshman Chauncey Smooth Billups is worth the price of admission.
All right, we'll have a doubleheader for you when we return. Starting lineups for Montbello versus Arapahoe.
When it comes to bread, there's always been a big difference between what I want, delicious, and what Mom thinks I need, nutritious. It's a good thing Rainbow is introducing new Iron Kids bread, a bread with all the fiber, iron, and other important nutrients of whole wheat bread, plus the look, feel, and taste of white bread. Sure, Mom and I will always have our differences. Nutritious. Delicious. But Iron Kids bread is one thing we both agree on. New Iron Kids bread from Rainbow.
Rosen Novak Ford is proud to bring you the Denver Prep League High School Game of the Week series on Mile High Cablevision Channel 10. We are happy to show our support of the community and our kids. Rosen Novak is the largest Ford dealer in the city of Denver. We are proud to have served the Denver community for over 30 years.
Hi, this is Steve Watson to tell you when it's time to invest in your new vehicle, stop by and talk with the folks at Rosen Novak Ford for a fair and honest deal.
Rosen Novak Ford, where you, the customer, are number one.
Mile High Cablevision knows that excellence goes beyond the classroom. Some of the most important lessons a child should learn are achieved through athletic competition. For that reason, Mile High Cablevision, Denver Entertainment Channel 10 is the proud producer of the second annual High School Game of the Week series, featuring Denver Prep League varsity football, volleyball, and basketball. Mile High Cablevision, committed to education, committed to the Denver Public Schools. Watch it happen.
If you are a high school varsity starter and feel you have what it takes to earn an athletic scholarship, then as a National Athletic Scouting Service, we want to hear from you. National Scholarship provides recruiting information to every college in the country on every NCAA sport. We are experts on the recruiting process and know what the college coaches are looking for. If you want your best shot of being recruited, call us for a free evaluation. National Scholarship, Colorado's Athletic Scouting Service, 467-9361.
All right, we are live from McNichols Arena. Michael Clark, courtside with Fred McHenry, John Bowman, our sideline reporter. And don't forget, following this game about to begin, Montbello versus Arapahoe, we will stay right here. There'll be no break in the action. We'll bring you the other 6A tournament semifinal in boys action. It'll be George Washington versus top-rated Chatfield Chargers. And, of course, to recap things a little quickly here, to tell you that Arapahoe got here by winning the Continental League. Okay, let's go now to our house announcer, Frank Palmieri.
The semifinal contest with a record of 19-4. Number 10, 6'1" sophomore, Feliciano Garcia. Number 14, 6' sophomore, Leo City. Number 23, 6'1" senior, William Holland. Number 33, 6'1" sophomore, Anthony Hicks. Number 40, 6'4" junior, Chris Dempsey. Number 42, 6'5" senior, Thaddeus Swazer. Number 50, 6'4" junior, Desmond Ross. And the members of the Arapahoe Warriors coming into the semifinal contest with a record of 21-2. Number 12, 5'11" senior, Matt Cresno. Number 21, 5'11" junior, Mark Nelson. Number 24, 6' sophomore, Steve Kurgan. Number 25, 6'2" senior, Jason Johanning. Number 40, 6'6" sophomore, Chris Snyder. Number 41, 6'4" freshman, Eric Dow. Number 51, 6'7" senior, Adam Wallace. And number 53, 6'7" senior, Brian Hamilton. And the starters tonight's contest for Montbello, wearing number 13, a 6'1" senior, Jermaine Johnson. For Arapahoe, wearing number 23, 6' senior, Randy Massengale. For Montbello, wearing number 30, 6'2" senior, Andre Nunley. For Arapahoe, wearing number 42, 6'2" senior, Chad Bakken. For the Warriors of Montbello, wearing number 34, a 6'4" senior, Shedrick Garrett. For the Warriors of Arapahoe, wearing number 55, a 6'9" senior, Doug Price. For Montbello, wearing number 32, 6'6" sophomore, Charles Britton. For Arapahoe, wearing number 33, is 6'6" senior Jason Van Wagenen. For Montbello, wearing number 44, 6'4" sophomore Marcus Harris. And for Arapahoe, wearing number 44, 6'6" senior Justin Alice.
All right, we are live from McNichols Arena here for 6A action. The Montbello Warriors will be wearing black, Arapahoe in white. Fred, quite a scene at center court during the cordial introductions.
Cordial, I'll say Montbello strictly business as Desmond Ross, Thad Swayzer staring down the Arapahoe Warriors. And I tell you, Arapahoe not backing off, not paying much attention, but I'll tell you, that's intimidating. I can't wait for this game to get off because both of these teams want this bad.
All right, to recap things, Arapahoe Warriors, one of the preseason favorites to take it all this year, won their Continental League, only lost 2 games during the season. They lost a game to Gateway, lost a game to Wheat Ridge on a last-second shot by Peter Hefty. The Gateway loss came in district play. They had to beat Rangeview to take the number 3 seed out of the Continental Metro. They beat Bear Creek in the round of 16 and then were impressive last night in overtime coming back against Columbine. Montbello finished 3rd in the DPL but won the district tournament, beating Manual, beat Boulder in the round of 16 and breezed by an injured Rangeview team by 17 points last night. They're ready to go. Britton out-jumped by Price, but the tap controlled by Garrett, and that shot is wild. Garrett and Britton did not come up big offensively last game. They'll have to do a little better. As you see, Massengale, really the key to the Arapahoe team is his ball handling. He is fouled right away by Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson, as we can see right now, they got right in Randy Massengale's chest, and he handled it pretty well as he drew a foul. But Saeed, being so deep, doesn't mind fouling. As a matter of fact, he said that's why he didn't start Thaddeus Swayzer, and he's got Desmond Ross. He plans to use 3 different players or 15 fouls against Doug Price.
Now they're using the whole half court as Massengale operates along top. Here's Price, very mobile for 6'9", not necessarily very powerful. Big rebound inside by Marcus Harris, who came up big in the first game with 9 first-quarter points to initiate the new arena, and he is out of control. Montbello coming out all charged up, commits back-to-back fouls, charging foul on Harris.
Well, they got to get it a little bit under control, but I like that move by Marcus Harris as he got Arapahoe with their backs to him, and he just sailed right in, and Van Wagenen finally saw him, turned around and drew the charge, but take it to him if they aren't paying attention. That's a good play by Marcus Harris.
Well, and Montbello wants to go inside and try to get foul trouble on Doug Price in particular. Van Wagenen, 6'6", can shoot out there, misses. Johnson has the ball knocked out of his hands, and they say it's off of Johnson. Bakken coming up to make the play. Johnson finessing it a little bit. All right, in the half court, Arapahoe wants to use their size. Shedrick Garrett right now fronting away from the ball against Alice. They expect Britton to play 3-quarter defense, fronting for 3/4 of it against Price. There, Price gets the ball low, leans in and walks. And that's a good sign that Britton didn't draw the foul early, because that's going to be a problem on the other end for Montbello should Britton get in foul trouble.
Well, he can come back in with Thaddeus Swayzer, and again, as I say, Desmond Ross. So Saeed Abdul-Rahman said he wasn't really concerned if Charles did get in foul trouble because he has 15 fouls to use at Doug Price.
Well, maybe he does, but I think they'd like to play Swayzer inside the same time as Britton. And again, Garrett, who is a big scorer for this club, is way off on his jump shot. Did not play well the first game, was a little over-emotional, and now they've got a foul going for the loose ball, and I believe they've got Charles Britton on that one.
That they do. Well, right now, Montbello's racking up a lot of fouls, and you're right, that isn't good. They're in 3 fouls to Arapahoe's none, and we're early here in the first quarter.
Still no score. Montbello could use to settle down. A basket might be all they need. Here is the unsung hero of Arapahoe, Massengale, throwing it to Bakken. They have really cut their turnovers with a point guard who was not supposed to be able to do the job following All-State Dave Aldrich's graduation last year.
Well, there's that pressure. They want to keep the ball out of Randy Massengale's hands.
Alice powering inside, not a power player, pushes Garrett into the paint, and now we have a jump ball. Ball will stay here. Garrett battling on the boards. Alice, not known for muscling on the blocks, got Garrett on his hip that time.
Well, but Shedrick Garrett came over and got a little piece of that first shot. That's why it didn't go in. So that's good defense by the Montbello Warriors.
Bakken with the inbound from Price. They want to pressure the ball all over the court. They want Arapahoe to work and maybe get tired. Price powering inside, And they call the walk again. Price bumping with Britton. That is the second time they've called walking on Price.
Well, so far Charles Britton has shown he can hold his own on the defensive end.
Here's a switch up, full court, deny pressure in the backcourt from Montbello. You would think Arapahoe wouldn't want to force a running game, which is often what pressure does. Harris out of control, throws it up off the board. Montbello still has not set that half-court offense, which turned his team around, put them on a 12-game winning streak. Here's the pressure. Harris pulls it back out coolly, splits the defenders, and got it, and he's fouled.
Well, that was a good look and a good steal by Charles Britton, and then he gets it to his running mate, Marcus Harris. As we see here, Marcus Harris shakes the dipsy-do. He gets Randy Massengale confused a little bit. Justin Ellis reaches in there, and Marcus Harris hangs. Now he's get a chance to complete the three-point play.
That foul on Justin Ellis, first foul against the Arapahoe Warriors. We got to be careful to say it's Warriors ball in this game, right? All right, let's tell you earlier action today. Sierra moved into the finals of 5A with a 54-43 win over Grand Junction, and the shot will not drop for Marcus Harris. Also in 5A action, Green Mountain pounding Grand Junction with a late run, 71-53. So it'll be Green Mountain in the finals for the second year in a row, this time facing Sierra, led by Damian Page and Tracy Hammond, who both had big days. Pass inside, and there's a great recovery defense. The outside loose ball, picked up now by Garrett on the run, kicks to Harris. Smooth to the hoop, won't get to go, tip up and in. And I believe Garrett got that one. What do you think?
I don't know. I think that might have been Charles Britton was the one that tipped that in. As he got in there, did a good job defensively, followed the play, and got the tip in.
Scoreboard shows Garrett. No, scoreboard shows Britton. You are right. First two for Charles Britton.
Well, right now, Saeed Abdul-Rahman's defense is paying dividends as they have forced Arapahoe into the turnovers, and they've gotten Randy Massengale with the ball out of his hands.
And perhaps some backfired strategy as Montbello out of control, leads 4-0, have settled down a little bit. Arapahoe going to the pressure themselves, trying to unnerve the young team, has created tempo. Ooh, nearly a clean strip by Harris, but they've got him on the arm. For Marcus Harris, that is foul number 2. We're at the 4:59 mark of the first quarter.
Well, I tell you this, Marcus Harris, as good as he is, they can ill afford to lose him. I think he's probably one of the best players on the team. As we see the pass in here, then Doug Price gets a little fake move, and then, boy, that looked pretty clean there, but they call Marcus Harris for the reach-in foul.
4 team fouls now for Montbello, not even halfway through the first quarter. 7 is the bonus, member. And a blocking foul on Jermaine Johnson. Now that was really a quick whistle. Number 2 on Jermaine Johnson, and suddenly the Warriors of Montbello, their 4-point run early looks very small, with 2 fouls on Harris and 2 fouls on their point guard Johnson. Here comes William Holland for Johnson. He has really improved this year, able to give Saeed Abdul-Rahman 4 minutes of faultless point guard play at a time, improving his handle of the ball.
Well, that's a good thing that he has a deep bench. I mean, I've been down here for the last 2 days, and they were really the officiating. They haven't been calling much, and now they're just calling every ticky-tack foul going.
Price can hit from there, and now we got a foul over the back. They've got Adam Wallace, I believe, number 51. He is 6'7". Take a good look at this guy. That is not Wallace on your screen there. Yes, it is. It is Wallace. He is 6'7", 240 pounds, carries those 240 effortlessly. They believe that he can be a 300 or 290 pounder when he plays defensive end beginning next year for Earl Bruce at Colorado State, a major recruit for Earl Bruce. Inside, dumping it down, avoiding the charge. That time was Nunley. Nunley, a defensive specialist, and inside Thad Swayzer, the All-American high school football player, is held. That foul on Chad Bakken.
Well, we see here on the drive the extra and entry pass. That's Andre Nunley. He draws a defender, dishes it to Thaddeus Swayzer, and Thad just has a little problem controlling the ball, but does get a foul on Chad Bakken, and it's still Montbello ball.
Well, Nunley will be able to say he knocked Adam Wallace down, when Adam Wallace is a 290-pound potential All-American in football. Wallace going down a little easily. That shot in and out for Britton. And a foul underneath on Swayzer, who dominated the board. 6 first-half rebounds. Got Montbello off quickly as a starter last game against the Rangeview Raiders. First one on Swayzer.
They call an intentional foul on Thaddeus Swayzer. So they're going to get 2 shots and the ball. So this could be a 4 points turnaround right now.
All right, John Bowman's on the baseline. John?
Hey, you know, you might notice that the Montbello Warriors are wearing black headbands, that Cliff Robinson look, I guess. They said they did it for a unifying factor. They said they all wanted to be together. And check out Andre Nunley's sneakers. He's wearing those 6-year-old Air Jordans. Incredible. Hey, this is going to be a good one, fellas. Back to you.
All right, John Bowman with the fashion report. John, we should get John back here. We had a fashion report last game. His theory behind Grand Junction being beaten by Green Mountain, they had the short shorts, not the long baggies. And I guess if you're not in fashion, you're out of this tournament.
According to John Bowman, he's right in there in vogue. We got Doug Price at the line. He's going to shoot 2 shots, and then they're going to get the ball back.
67% free throw shooter. So I guess he's the man who is fouled. They're putting him at the line, surprisingly enough. Not their best free throw shooter. That one doesn't go either. I'll tell you, he's missed his jump shot from 15 feet. He can hit from there. And now he misses 2 free throws. It looks like his mouth is a little bit red.
Well,
what if he caught a shot?
I don't know. Doug Price could be a little nervous here as the pressure. I think he's shaking the back of his head.
He's shaking his head like clearing the cobwebs. He might have caught that elbow up around the teeth. Oh, there's an elbow by Massingale on Holland. Holland, a tough customer, will play football next year in Wyoming. And the pressure forces the long pass out of bounds by Price. Price is struggling. That's the 4th turnover for Arapahoe. A good sign from Montbello. Saeed says, hey, if we can force the turnovers, great. At least we want to tire them and not give up the easy layup, and they have done that.
Well, they sure have done that, and but the key here is Randy Massingale doesn't have the ball in his hand.
And Jermaine Johnson doesn't either, on the bench with fouls. Holland in trouble, gets help from Garrett, and they call over and back.
That's a good call. Shedrick Garrett, when he took off, just stuck his bat foot over, and that's over and back.
4 turnovers on Arapahoe, but 3 turnovers now against the Montbello Warriors. Handling the ball in the game for the first time. That's Mark Kresno, a 5'11 senior. They double team him in the corner. Bakken crossing pass. Alice goes hit the hoop. Nice soft 6-footer.
Well, that's what happens when they get that interior pass into their big man. That's where they can control the game.
And they've got Bakken on the trip. That's foul number 2 on Bakken. You know, until the player tripped, I don't think they were going to call that.
I don't know. Well, we see here, this is number 30, Andre Nunley, and he's coming across court there, and he stepped on his foot, and it looks like he just stepped on his foot, but they call him for the foul.
Oh, Swayzer strong to the hoop, and he is mad. He says something to Price. He was hit from behind, no call. Not much of a hit, but he's talking to Price. Price is not at all physical. That Swayzer may be the outside linebacker, makes CU fans forget about Canavis McGee. Kresno short. Arapahoe in trouble here. Struggling early. They struggled early against Columbine, went way down and trailed 39-30 at the half, even after a good second quarter. And a walk again. Going strong to do. 5 turnovers now for Arapahoe.
Well, the pressure is really paying dividends, and you hate to sound redundant, but this is exactly what Saeed Abdul-Rahman wanted to do, was to press, 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 and more press. And right now, Arapahoe has not been able to figure this press out. As they get a foul. I don't know who they call the foul on, as we see Shedrick Garrett and Justin Alice both hit the deck, going after that loose ball. Oh, they call the foul on 44. That's got to be Justin Ellis. The referee called it on 4-3, but there's no 4-3 on the floor for Arapahoe, so it's got to be 44, Ellis.
It is. It is foul number 2 on Justin Alice. Alice and Bakken both with 2 fouls. Bakken a lot more replaceable than Alice, an all-state player bound for Colorado State on a basketball scholarship. Holland with a bad decision trying to split the double team, and we've got a foul. Both referees say yes. The crowd wanted a jump ball.
Foul on number 42, Chad Bakken, his 3rd.
3 fouls on Bakken. And tell you what, it's a very different game than we expected from Ron Lachine and Saeed Abdul-Rahman's 2 ball clubs.
I thought that they would try to slow it down, but Arapahoe is saying, hey, we got some athletes here. We'll see if you can hang and handle the pressure.
Yeah, I think both teams came out a little tight. Last year, of course, it was Arapahoe facing a powerhouse, unbeaten Montbello team that had dominated the state for most of 2 years. This year, Alice and Price have been knocked out of this tournament 2 years in a row as sophomores and juniors by Montbello, and they're feeling the effects of Massingale, the coolest head on the team, for 2.
pressure and is getting his hands on a lot of balls.
Britton moves well for a 6'6" guy, puts it up. Does it drop? It drops, but do they call it good? They call a charge on Britton. Offensive foul on Britton on the slide.
That's unbelievable. Charles Britton here taking it right. He takes it right at Price. Price's feet are still moving. I don't know, maybe he threw an elbow. I couldn't see it right there, but he hangs, lets a soft one go, and they call an offensive foul. That's unbelievable.
All right, our officials today are Jim King and Coy Gaddy. Coy Gaddy. Lob to Olsa inside the Price. Price can't get anything to go down.
He's struggling. I just don't know what's going on. It looked like he got a shot off and the thing just went out of bounds. Doug Price so far scoreless.
Lob outside to Alice, inside the Price, fronted by Swayzer and knocked away. Two men pinched in black jerseys to deny that pass. All this action, 2:18 to play in the first quarter. It's a 2-point lead for Montbello in black. Chano Garcia hit a 3 in the quarterfinal, misses everything that time. Massigal might have got a hand on it. Here comes Massigal pushing it for Arapahoe. They like to push it to the half court because then they don't have to deal with the pressure. Now we'll see if they get it inside in the half court offense. Inside the Price, knocked away by Swayzer, and he fouls Price.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They're going to foul him, they're going to front him, and they're going to use all their fouls against him, and it looks like they're getting their share of them here in the first quarter. Instead, Swayzer hammers Doug Price. Well, Jermaine Johnson is back in, replacing William Holland, so they get the starter back in. They want to have a little more experienced ball handler in there to settle this Montbello attack down.
Free throw by Price is good, and that may open up Price's game. His first point of the day. He's been struggling.
He's 1 for 3 at the free throw line.
67% free throw shooter. That's above average in high school ball. Not tremendous, especially for a big man who goes to the line a lot. Misses second one. Alice with the reach. Can't get to the ball, and Swayzer's bulk paying dividends inside on that rebound. A 1-point lead for Montbello, and the ball. Johnson back in. They need his ball handling. He's fouled going to the hoop. I think they'll get Johanning on this. Johanning says, no, I got the ball. And boy, he's got a great complaining expression.
Well, we see here Jermaine Johnson taking no time, taking it right at, who else? Doug Price. But Jason Johanning reaches in there, tries to strip the ball and gets his hand, and that's a foul anytime you reach in like that.
All right, Jermaine Johnson has to stay on the floor. He's their key guy with the ball. His improvement over the second half of the season has been absolutely crucial to this club. He's been able to handle the ball. 77% free throw shooter. You'd like to see him at the line. Could play junior college ball next year. Hasn't quite got the exposure this year in his only year of varsity basketball at Montbello. Sat out last year with some personal problems with his family. Johanning, look at that pursuit. You'd have to call it almost linebacker pursuit when Thad Swayzer's on the court. All those black jerseys flying to the ball. Ed Callaway Jr., coach of the George Washington Patriots, featured in our second game, says this Montbello team is probably the quickest team he's ever seen.
Without a doubt, they're extremely quick. You credit Thad Swayzer, also credit Shedrick Aaron. Anytime that ball goes into Price, the backside help is coming over and forcing him to do something with the ball, pass it, but not get a shot off, and usually they're stripping it.
Chano Garcia, he's just a sophomore, plays with a lot of self-possession. All right, we'll apologize to people watching this game on Mile High Cable Channel 10. We're having a little static, we understand, coming over the lines as we come to you live from McNichols Arena. And we can hear it ourselves if that's what we're hearing. If that's what you're hearing, we apologize. Marcus Harris, long shot, run down. Garrett, yes, and if Garrett, who is so emotional, can relax now that he has his first two, look out, this kid is explosive. He was our star of the game in the romp, the Montbello romp, and the upset over George Washington earlier. Massingale loses the ball to the double team of Johnson and Garcia.
Garcia came right back over and helped out Jermaine Johnson, and they forced Randy Massingale to turn the ball over, but the keeper, Arapahoe, nobody came over to help him. He had nobody to pass the ball to.
Still in the first quarter, Montbello's forced 7 turnovers. Johnson takes it himself past Price. And they say they want to challenge Price. They want to see if he's the man, if he's the shot blocker. Everyone claims he is. And also, of course, McBee, Joel McBee of Columbine went right at Price last night and in short order got him into foul trouble and out of the game with a couple of minutes to go.
Well, you bet he did. Along with Russ Nichols, they gave Arapahoe all they could handle.
That is just the first foul on Doug Price. Columbine, of course, jumped out to a lead. Arapahoe came back. Columbine came from behind, tied it, and then Justin Ellis scored the last 4 points of the game. But the key bucket scored by Arapahoe point guard Randy Massingale. They cleared out a side, and the guy who most people consider the least athletic man on the floor took his man to the hoop and made the big shot. That's the kind of year Randy Massingale is having. Johnson's first miss after 2 consecutive free throws were good earlier.
Well, credit Coach Ron Vlachine over there. He's won 9 state titles, and that's a whole lot of experience, and probably is the main reason why they won that game with some brilliant coaching down the stretch.
Montbello now 5 points in a row has opened up a 6-point lead. Inside, Johanning off balance, kicks it back out to Kresno, and they go on top to Massingale, back to Kresno. In the post, that is 6'7" Brian Hamilton to the hoop and missing. And pulled down by Marcus Harris. Montbello's quickness overcoming size, as Saeed Abdul-Rahman had predicted. Now with 34 seconds to play in the first quarter, 11-5, Montbello leading. Oh, Garrett lost it, takes it right back from Hamilton, forces it up and got it.
Well,
two-pointer
gets off. This game is going to get out of hand in a hurry because he can light it up from
he
anywhere.
Feels it, they all go. We saw that earlier when he feels it, and Garrett helps Massingale up and says, yes, I did clobber him. I tell you, Shedrick Garrett, a nice kid. Everybody likes Shedrick Garrett, according to Saeed Abdul-Rahman. You know what I like about him? He's a basketball fan. I'm at the Overland Boulder game earlier this year. He's there watching. I'm at the district championships, and the round of 16, excuse me, and I'm watching Manuel play. He's in the audience watching.
I agree. I was watching Arapahoe when they played Bear Creek, and guess who's in the stand? Cedric Garrett, and he's sitting with Coach Saeed Abdul-Rahman, and he told him, you watch Justin Ellis, you watch to see which moves he makes, if he can use his left hand, and you study him like a book, and he's done just that.
Massingale converts. Arapahoe needed that to end a 7-point Montbello run. Got them both. Massingale, 70% free throw shooter, but a clutch player. 6-point lead for Montbello. Johnson dribbles between the double team. Still keeps the dribble going in dangerous territory. Swayzer powering inside, and he is fouled by Hamilton.
And he takes it right in there.
You know,
it's the taller Arapahoe Warriors.
The two big men, Swayzer and Britton, both with 2 fouls, but I like this strategy late in the first quarter. They're playing Swayzer with 2 fouls, holding Britton, the less experienced player, the sophomore, out.
Oh, plus they got Justin Ellis and Doug Price both sitting on the bench.
And as good as Justin Ellis is, Coach Ron Vlachine says, well, he often yanks him out and puts him on a bench because he just plain makes mistakes. Vlachine is a perfectionist.
Without a doubt.
Swayzer hits 2 big free throws. And the lead is 8, equaling the biggest lead of the game. Long one, no good that time from Mark Nelson, a good 3-point shooter. And that'll end the first quarter. Montbello, the youngsters, showing they belong at McNichols Arena. They're not at all upset with this tournament atmosphere. They lead at 15-7.
A computer doesn't know if you can see. It doesn't know if you can walk. That's why computers can offer job opportunities for people who happen to be disabled. And that's why IBM's Joe D'Souza, Kathy Miller, and Dennis Rich volunteered their time to help with the computer training for the handicapped at the Community College of Denver. Job training. It's one way IBM people working in Colorado are working for Colorado.
Colorado Badge and Trophy, locally owned and operated since 1906, offers the largest showroom of advertising specialties, executive gifts, and custom awards. Colorado Badge and Trophy's in-house manufacturing, experienced sales staff, and guaranteed delivery means faster turnaround and higher quality at the lowest prices. That's why Colorado Badge and Trophy is #1 for specialty items. Colorado Badge and Trophy, centrally located just 2 blocks south of Spear on Broadway.
All right, we are back. Montbello, we're having technical difficulties here, a little bit of static, but Montbello, impressive in the first quarter. 15-7 lead, the inside work of Shedrick Garrett and Thad Swayzer. Jermaine Johnson's ball handling, and Randy Massengale is the only one come up big as we've got a pushing foul now on the ground. Who do they have? Price is on the ground. It could be number 2 on Price. No, they've got Jermaine Johnson for number 3, a pivotal foul call here early as Price set him up for the charge. And that is team foul number 7, so it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity now for Arapahoe. All right, taking the ball out. I don't know why they're taking the ball out on an offensive foul here. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe the scoreboard is wrong. Randy Massengale will bring it in against no pressure at all. 8-point Montbello lead, 15-7. Lob inside for Alice, puts it up, blocked off the backboard by Garrett, count it. Alice gets up, doesn't he? 6'6". Got a tremendous future at Colorado State. The surprise for Ron Flasheen is he's more highly recruited than Doug Price, who he thinks is really the more dominant player, at least at this level. Ball knocked out of bounds by Massengale off the hands of Holland. And here's Arapahoe full court pressure, turning the tables. Pressing teams don't like to be pressed. Shedrick Garrett operating against Justin Alice, 2 inches bigger and quite a few pounds heavier. Garrett, quick put off that time. He feels it, and over the back is Britton. And the sophomore, who has been so tough all year long, his inexperience perhaps really showing in this emotional game. That is his 3rd foul. Jermaine Johnson has 3 fouls for Montbello. So if Montbello is winning the battle, right now you look at the foul problems, Fred McHenry, and Arapahoe may be winning the war. All right, we'll take a break here. 9 points for Arapahoe. They're only down 6, 15-9, Montbello.
Getting proper service for your vehicle has never been easier than it is at Rosen Novak Ford.
Take a tip from me, Steve Watson. For repairs and maintenance on your vehicle, see Rosen Novak's expert technicians. They get the job done right the first time.
They make sure you're completely satisfied with their work and offer free shuttle service to downtown and Cherry Creek locations. Loaner cars are also available on an appointment basis. Come shop at Rosen Novak Ford, where you, the customer, are number 1.
All right, Montbello Warriors have successfully set an up-tempo here in the first quarter. They lead it 15-9 going into early in the second quarter action. But they're in a little bit of foul trouble. Arapahoe says we don't really fear the turnovers so much on the press, although Montbello is getting some turnovers. We say that's not been our problem. The problem with up-tempo games is we force our offense. We force shots that aren't there. We don't swing the ball, get it into our big men. We don't take the high percentage shots. Jason Van Wagenen, who's been outstanding through the tournament, has been quiet. That is his first point. He's an outstanding 3-point shooter, 24 of them so far this season. All right, John Bowman's on the sideline.
Hey, during that last timeout, Michael, Shedrick Garrett telling Coach Saeed Rahman, hey, Coach, I'm hot. Get me back in the game. He came back in, fired up an air ball, but he's still in there trying. Back to you fellas at the bench.
Shedrick Garrett puts it down, and they call the charge again. This time on Garrett. And the aggressive strategy is not paying off. The officials are saying no. And Arapahoe is waiting for this kind of attack, this kind of penetration, after McBee had so much success for Columbine against Price this way. They've set Price in the lane, and he is drawing the foul. Price is a heady ball player.
He is a heady ball player, and Price, Van Wagenen, and all of them are sitting there waiting to draw the charge, and they're getting the calls.
Montbello with just a 1-possession lead now. Arapahoe starting to feel more confident. Van Wagenen goes to the hoop. His 3-point ability gave him a step on the baseline. He's got 3 points.
Well, Arapahoe in this second quarter has come out of their sleepwalking. They are right back in the game.
Nunley inside the Holland, sets himself on the run, can't do it. Swayzer can't hang on, almost a great rebound. Massengale through traffic on the run. Massengale kicks it back to Alice. Now they'll swing the ball outside. Bakken has it tipped away on the entry pass. Van Wagenen hard to the hoop, fouled hard by Swayzer. Foul number 3 on the 3rd Montbello Warrior.
Well, that was critical as Van Wagenen faked up a jump shot and then took it right at that Swayzer, and that's his 3rd foul.
All we can say is we are not working with the Mile High equipment tonight. We've had some substitute equipment and we're having some problems. So we hope you'll bear with us. It's not easy on this end either. Van Wagenen now made one of two of three shots on the line. 4 points. And he is good again. He's a 65% free throw shooter, but coming up tough here. He has given Arapahoe their first lead.
Well, now I think Montbello may be better served to go into their half-court offense that they've worked well this year. They run it splendidly and see if they can work and get a back cut and get an open shot.
Holland pulls up at the elbow, got it. The senior, an outstanding offensive player, William Holland. He was great off the bench last game in a victory over Rangeview, and that is a big one to give Montbello back the lead.
Well, right now, Montbello is doing a good job with their outside shooting.
Ball comes out to Price, looking inside. Massingale with Holland on him. Holland got a tip on that pass, but Alice controls it. And Garrett has Alice on his back, and Garrett says, yeah, about time, give us a call. Garrett's so emotional. For Alice now, that is foul number 3. He and Bakken have 3 for Arapahoe. A war of attrition, 6A semifinals at McNichols.
It very well could be. It could be the underclassmen that are still standing at the end to determine the outcome of this one.
Could very well be. And of course, if underclassmen stand, that's Montbello's advantage. Those sophomores, Britton and Harris, are going to be great ones. Shedrick Garrett is a senior. He's at the line here. Can you imagine, had he stayed at Sierra High School where he was at last year, Sierra already in the 5A finals. They are the top seed and favorite to win it, as Garrett's free throw won't go down. What a team that would be. With him, Damian Page and Tracy Hammond, and Mike Forney.
I was going to say, don't forget Mike Forney. He's been outstanding in this state tournament so far.
Came up big in the quarterfinals after a rough game in the round of 16. Van Wagenen can't get the 3 to go. There's a lot of contact on Holland, on Price, but they don't call Holland. Van Wagenen tries to go baseline. Holland with the fast feet. Wide receiver next year at Wyoming. Hard to do. Bakken fouled by Garrett.
No, I think they're going to call jump ball.
And that's why Garrett didn't complain. He started applauding.
As we see here, number 42 for the Arapahoe Warriors, Chad Bakken takes it in, and Shedrick Garrett way up above gets his hand on the ball, jump ball, and then the pressure creates another turnover while we were away. Looking at that replay.
And Price has now got a bunch of turnovers. Price himself might account for 4 of the 9 turnovers for Arapahoe. And all of them have been on walking calls, really. Nunley now operating against Bakken. Bakken playing with 3 fouls. Here's Holland. Brings it back out. Johanning will check in a moment, probably for Bakken. Kick it out. Nunley penetrates against Price, pulls it up and uses the glass. Nunley, not the shooter on this team, has the cool of a senior inside against the trees. He gets the bucket. Montbello by 3.
Well, Doug Price set a good screen to get Randy Massingale free, and they need to do a lot more of that because he's having a lot of trouble getting that ball over.
Price double teamed. Harris on the double team. They swing it. Quick reversal on defense. Swayzer up in the air against Price. Garrett leaps in the air. Price very cool, but can't get the shot to go. There are so many black jerseys leaping at him. He's doing the right thing in there, but he can't get a good look.
Well, these young kids have really answered the call. Marcus Harris with a rebound.
Nunley, an unlikely shooter from that range. Swayzer battles inside. Oh, they called the walk. Somebody grabbed the ball. I don't know. Interesting call, though, by Jim King.
That is an interesting call because it looked like that. Swayzer got bumped, which caused the travel. It looked like he got knocked off his feet. But this is a good physical type of game that you want to see. Let the players decide the outcome. I kind of like that.
Well, they're going to foul a bunch of them out the way we're going. Adam Wallace, the big guy, 6'7", looking for help. Backdoor by Bakken, gives it back out to Hamilton. They got so many big guys. They got 2 6'7" guys in the game off the bench here. Hamilton, one of them, feeds Wallace, the other for 2. And it's off Massingale. Massingale says no, it's off Montbello. Will the back official reverse the call? We'll see as Coy Gaddy comes running up. Yes, Jim King was now pointing Arapahoe ball. They're down by 1, 4:06 to play in the half.
Yeah, that's good teamwork by the officials. If the front official didn't have it, he went to this partner and he made the call.
We're here trying to send the Denver Prep League Game of the Week for the second straight year to Channel 4 for the finals. Last year we sent them Montbello and Manuel. Right now, Montbello has their hands full with Arapahoe as Massingale and Johanning missed signals there.
That they did, but again, credit that pressure. Because they were all over him. Andre Nunde was all over Randy Massingale, and he threw the ball away, and Johanning never saw it.
Saeed Abdul-Rahman's philosophy will make them miss shots and turn the ball over with our pressure in the second and fourth quarters because of the wear down factor. Each team playing a lot of players off the bench, though, partly because of fouls. Nunley on top now, handling the ball against Massingale, out to Garrett. Holland looking inside. Swayzer's posted up against Wallace. Two football guys going at it. They may meet on the gridiron one day. Swayzer, of course, has a choice. Play tight end, he's a big play receiver, or be the Canavis McGee end of the Greg Jones, Greg Jones, Alfred Williams lookalike matchup at the other end. The D-boys from Denver. Swayzer has the ball knocked away from him before he can get to it. Tough pass inside. That's where they really missed Jermaine Johnson on top.
That's true. Adam Wallace did a good job stepping in front of Thad Swayzer, who the pass was intended for, and tipped the ball away. Good recognition.
Cresno looks at the three, pulls it back on top, and they'll reverse it. Flushing happy now with the patience his team is showing. Here it is into Hamilton against Garrett. And Nunley grabs the ball, but they call a walk. That's right on Hamilton. I thought they were going to call him on the arm, but it looked clean to me. Good call by the down official. Hamilton with the turnover.
Well, credit Arapahoe with the big two, Alice and Price sitting on the bench. They've not been able to extend this lead, nor have they been able to score.
Arapahoe has enough turnovers for an entire game already. They're at 11. Holland, but they're not out of this game by a long shot. They're down by 1 point. Youthful Montbello playing tough against Arapahoe. Hard to tell who the seniors and sophomores are. Garrett misses everything with that one. Nice flash in the post there, but couldn't even get the backboard with that shot.
Well, Andre Nunley hit him with a perfect pass.
Hamilton up strong inside, can't get it to go. Grabbed down by Harris, and of course Harris has been very quiet. His 9 first quarter points were crucial against Rangeview in the quarterfinals. He better get over the line, Holland.
Well, credit Shedrick Garrick with some defense on Brian Hamilton, forced him to adjust his shot and didn't foul.
Went straight up, kept his feet. Now Harris holding the ball, less than 2 minutes to play. Montbello up by 1. They see a zone defense. They've got the lead, and they can force Arapahoe to come out of it or play for one shot. 2-3 zone right now is the way it looks.
That's what Saeed Abdul-Rahman has told his kids. He's told them to just sit there and hold the ball. William Holland is doing exactly what Coach Saeed wants. Hold it.
And Garrett is applauding in the corner. There's the confab. Saeed talking to Desmond Ross, number 50. Has not been in yet. Of course, the best freshman class a lot of people say they've ever seen in the Denver Prep League are now the sophomores you're seeing from Montbello.
Well, Marcus Harris out there holding the ball, and you can hear the coaching staff saying, come back, no shot, not yet.
Minute 16 to play. Holland has it in the paint, and they call a walk.
Well, they do all that work, and then they come up empty-handed with a walk.
That can really take the wind out of your sails. That kind of strategy can backfire if you can't avoid the turnover. In the game now for the first time, replacing Thad Swayzer, 6'4" junior, number 50, Desmond Ross. Don't forget, stay with us, George Washington and Chatfield, the two preseason favorites in high school basketball in Colorado. They collide in the second game today. We'll stay right here. There'll be no break. Johanning looking inside. Great defense by Harris. Finally gets it to Wallace after he comes all the way out. Price got that quick step in the baseline, and they call the walk again. He got Garrett up in the air. 5 turnovers for Price.
Well, Price seems to be a little rattled. Anytime somebody in a black jersey is jumping at him, he's shuffling his feet instead of just taking it hard at 6'8", straight to the rack.
Nunley back to Harris. Sophomore dribbling well. And there's Ross, handles it. Got to get him in the game, get him a feel. And they could sure use Charles Britton down low or Thad Swayzer. No wonder they're holding the ball. They've got some key offensive weapons out of there. Here's Nunley. Fakes the penetration, kicks back to Holland. Still the 1 point lead, 22 seconds now to go in the half. Got to avoid the turnover, down to 15. They may run some offense now. They're going to wait for 10 seconds. Here comes Harris, fakes his man, goes right at Price. And Price again draws the charging foul.
Well, that's a smart play by Doug Price. He never shuffles his speed. He stood right there. The number 44, Marcus Harris, showing a little sophomore inexperience, just takes it right at him. You see Adam Wallace and Doug Price, they have the position, and he just keeps right on coming, and he draws the foul.
And that's foul number 3 on Harris. That means Harris, Britton, Johnson, and Swayzer from Montbello, all with 3 fouls in the first half. Massengale, they may not get a shot off here. 5 seconds. Finally beats Nunley. Gets it outside. Van Wagenen's tough out there. That one was not close. End of the first half of action. Montbello perhaps on the way to the upset. They lead it 19-18 on the Rainbow Iron Kids. Rose and Novak Ford High School Game of the Week.
Tonight's 6A quarterfinal game was made possible in part through the generous support of Citywide Bank. Citywide Bank, located on the corner of Peoria and 45th Avenue, is your locally owned community bank serving the neighborhoods of far northeast Denver since 1969. Citywide Bank congratulates Montbello for their advancement to the state 6A quarterfinals and wishes the Warriors continued success. Citywide Bank, member of the FDIC.
Mile High Cablevision has made a commitment to the Denver Public Schools to provide greater educational opportunities to students, teachers, and administrators. Through a collaborative program utilizing cable television, Mile High Cablevision will provide 114 Denver Public School facilities with cable connections and will supplement each connection with monitors, VCRs, personal computers, and printers to place the Denver Public Schools in the enviable position to expand its educational resources worldwide. For the first time, compelling and up-to-the-minute program services such as CNN, C-SPAN, the Discovery Channel, courtroom television, as well as interactive program services such as Express, Exchange, and tie-in network high school credit courses will be accessible to students, teachers, and administrators on a daily basis. Mile High Cablevision, committed to education, committed to the Denver Public Schools.
Watch it happen! Hi, I'm Consuelo Muniz. I play softball, basketball, and track and tennis.
Hi, my name is Danny Chavez. I attend Denver West High School, and I'm all-state in football. I also run track and baseball.
I'd be very, very sad if I couldn't play any sports.
One thing I do to stay in shape is wear a seatbelt every time I get into an automobile.
In order to succeed,
you got to be there. For more information and a powerful video on seatbelts, you can call this number, 756-6111.
All right, Montbello on their way perhaps to an upset. We're live at McNichols Arena. Boys 6A semifinal action, first game of a doubleheader. Let's tell you, a lot of stars here tonight. Arapahoe coming back strong in that second quarter. Let's talk about a star of the big arena, the classroom, on the IBM Academic Tribute. It's the IBM Academic Tribute brought to you by IBM. Working in Colorado, working for Colorado. This week's honoree, Jim White. He's a junior at John F. Kennedy High School and has a 4.0 grade point average. Here to present his award is Lionel Jackson, State External Programs Manager for IBM Colorado. Lionel?
Thank you, Mike. Ken, congratulations on your academic achievements.
Thank you.
On behalf of the IBM Corporation, I'd like to present you with this plaque in recognition of those achievements and to wish you continued success.
Thank you.
Again, congratulations.
Congratulations, Jim. 4.0 grade point average, outstanding, and you're just a junior. But I noticed that you play in the band, including the jazz band, and what's your instrument, and who are your influences?
Well, I especially like the tenor saxophone. I play all the saxophones. My special influence are Michael Brecker and Sonny Rollins. Those guys really appeal to my eye, and they're really good.
All right, and they are excellent, and
yes.
You could do worse.
Yeah.
Your future, you also see your future in music, is that right? What would you like to be when you grow up, as they say?
I'd like to, well, if I wanted to be a professional musician, that'd take a lot of work and a lot of luck. A music education teacher would be a lot better for me because it's more solid.
And I know you're already looking ahead to college and already getting some offers of scholarships, is that right?
Yes. some people have promised me that if I keep up my grades and I keep up my music, that they can give me almost a full-ride scholarship to Denver University and Northern Florida State.
All right, it's great. As a junior already, you've got offers coming in. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
You're an outstanding winner of the IBM Academic Tribute. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Jim White, a junior from John F. Kennedy High School on the IBM Academic Tribute, brought to you by IBM. Working in Colorado, working for Colorado.
She's made it with the help of a special school program. And so has he. It's the Junior Engineering Technical Society for Minority Youth. IBM's Grant Green and Leslie Wicker have volunteered for more than 15 years to give minority students something everyone wants, a chance. The Junior Engineering Technical Society. It's one way IBM people working in Colorado are working for Colorado.
Hey, there's more to school than just classwork.
Yeah, like what?
Extracurricular activities. Public Service Company is aware that 96% of all dropouts don't participate. So Public Service sponsors a program for the Colorado High School Activities Association which rewards academic excellence and participation.
Romeo.
Because what you do after school will help you get through school.
I get it. To graduate, participate.
If you've been considering a career in computers or electronics, you could pursue a generalized course in basic electronics. Or you can attend Colorado Aerotech and specialize in the dynamic state-of-the-art technology of aviation electronics. Most of the electronics in today's glass cockpit aircraft come straight out of the space program, and graduates of Colorado Aerotech's avionics program are trained to work at the leading edge of this technology. When you think state-of-the-art electronics, think aviation electronics, think Colorado Aerotech.
You are a high school varsity starter and feel you have what it takes to earn an athletic scholarship, then as a National Athletic Scouting Service, we want to hear from you. National Scholarship provides recruiting information to every college in the country on every NCAA sport. We are experts on the recruiting process and know what the college coaches are looking for. If you want your best shot of being recruited, call us for a free evaluation. National Scholarship, Colorado's Athletic Scouting Service, 467-9361.
Hello, I'm Evie Dennis, Superintendent of Denver Public Schools. The state tournament is an exciting time for young athletes, and I hope you are enjoying their efforts during this tournament basketball game. It's interesting to watch as the many hours of dedication come to fruition. Athletics and academics go hand in hand in the overall educational experience offered in Denver Public Schools. We are proud of both. On March 21st, we will hold district competition for Odyssey of the Mind. It is a fun yet challenging test of knowledge and problem solving for kindergartners through high school seniors. Last year, teams from 4 of our schools placed either first, second, or third out of 650 teams at the Odyssey of the Mind World Finals at the University of Tennessee. I am confident that our talented students will make you even prouder this year. Whether it be athletics or academics, there are many success stories in Denver Public Schools.
All right, McNichols Arena, we're live at courtside. Michael Clark with Fred McHenry, Montbello, a 19-18 leader in a wild halftime, a wild first half of action. They're calling this one close, Fred. Looking at the shooting field goal percentages for this game as we look at the stats, Montbello shooting 43%, Arapahoe 30%, nobody looking very pretty.
Well, you're right. They're playing tough, hard-nosed defense. As you see here, we have a little bit of a technical problem here as we're supposed to be showing the hats, but they're just showing the shooting averages. But you're right, 43% for Montbello, 30% for Arapahoe. Free throws, 62.5 for Montbello and 60 for Arapahoe. Rebounds, 15-14 in favor of Montbello. Turnovers, really about equal, 9-12. I mean, they're getting what they want as the turnovers with the pressures. Nobody's hit a three-point field goal. Montbello's attempted 2, Arapahoe 5. But you're right, they are calling a close game. You got a lot of players in foul trouble already. And we'll see what happens here in the second half if they loosen it up a little bit and let the kids play.
All right, you're looking at the band for one of the clubs. I think that's the Arapahoe Warriors. Montbello Warriors, Arapahoe Warriors. Back with the second half of action right after this.
The debate continues on wheat bread versus white bread.
Peanut butter and jelly on wheat. White. Wheat's nutritious.
White's delicious. Now on the table, Iron Kids bread. All the fiber, iron, and other important nutrients of standard whole wheat.
Nutritious.
But with the look and taste of white.
Delicious.
Iron Kids bread from Rainbow. The bread moms and kids can agree on.
Hi kids, I'm Steve Atwater of the Denver Broncos, here to tell you how you can be a big hit in your neighborhood. The Denver Police Athletic League has been around for over 21 years and is a positive influence in our community as an alternative to gangs and drugs. PAL offers exciting sports like football, basketball, baseball, wrestling, track, volleyball, and ice hockey year-round. If you'd like to be a PAL participant, call the Denver Police Athletic League for information at 937-1223. That's 937-1223. And be a hit.
All right, ready for second half of action here. 6A boys semifinals on the Rainbow Iron Kids Rosen Novak Ford High School Game of the Week. Montbello leading Arapahoe 19-18. Exciting action, hard fought, not exactly pretty in the first half. Ball is taken out on the side. Montbello charging out of the huddle, picking it up before a 5-second call. Ball is shot up now, and Garrett is fouled. It looks like they've got Van Wagenen on that foul. For Van Wagenen, that's foul number 1. Let's run down some individual statistics for you in the first half. For Arapahoe, Van Wagenen had 5 points, a number of those, 3 of them on the line. Massingale had 4 and Alice had 4. Doug Price held to 3 points, 1 of 5 on the free throw line. Now the ball is back in for Montbello, who is led by in the first half in scoring by Garrett and Swayzer, who each had 4. Nunley against the defense. Bakken is fouled. It goes up, doesn't go in and out. Underneath, Garrett turns beautifully, can get the roll. Harris can't grab it. It comes back out. Garrett kicks it back to Britton. Britton softs fade away, way overshoots, and a great delay jump shot inside by Marcus Harris, who is holding his hand. He was hit hard.
You got to be impressed with Montbello as they come out here and now are controlling the boards. As it looked like they took 3 or 4 shooting opportunities, which is uncharacteristic with, you figure, in Arapahoe in there with Price and Alice, there should be 1 shot and out.
And that was the second foul on Doug Price, something Montbello tried time and again to get fouls on Price in the first half. Harris's free throw misses. He's now missed both of his attempts today. Ordinarily a 54% free throw shooter, so he's due. Can't get it to go.
You got to start knocking them down because you're going to let Arapahoe hang around here, and they know how to win a game at the end in the fourth quarter.
Harris was high rebounding for Montbello with 4 in the first half. Price and Alice both had 5 caroms. Van Wagenen into Wallace, guarded by Johnson, blocked. Oh! Charles Britton showed his jumping ability and mobility on that one. Johnson is shoved at least as hard as the fouls have been called against him. No call. Up in the air, they get the foul this time on Adam Wallace. Hitting the deck is Marcus Harris, and Harris is starting to take a little beating in there.
Right now, Arapahoe is deciding they're going to dish out a little pressure themselves and a little physical contact. If you come running in there, you're going to have to pay for every point.
And let's say if personal fouls are a story here. Bakken, Alice, both playing with 3 personal fouls. Alice actually, they're both in fact, right now in the first half. They had, in the second half, they had, God, Harris missed his 4th free throw. On the other side, Montbello, Swayzer, Harris, and Britton have all got 3 fouls, along with Jermaine Johnson, as Harris breaks the slump.
He knocks that down, and right now Montbello is looking like they're trying to get Arapahoe on the ropes, but they just aren't able to deliver that knockout punch.
It's tough inside. Price has been tough inside. The defense for Arapahoe has been good. Alice is dangerous out there. Massingale. Van Wagenen can shoot outside also, as they're reversing the ball better than the first half. Van Wagenen can't get that shot to go. We've seen him hit that shot time and again in the tournament. Long pass to Harris, goes baseline. Van Wagenen wasn't looking, forces the shot up though. The size inside of Arapahoe changing some arcs here as Massingale gets the pass from Price.
Well, Marcus Harris should have waited for the rest of his troops to get down there. Again, showing a little bit of sophomore inexperience.
Alice sets up nicely, misses everything. How about that? The senior looking like a sophomore. And we'll go the other way. Price touched it lying on the end line. Thad Swayzer, Mr. Bulk inside, will check in.
Now, Justin Alice, now he's a 6'6" senior, has got no business trying to shoot an NBA three-pointer. Coach Ron Vachine, if you could have seen him, went crazy when he let that shot go.
And a 42% three-point shooter on the season. Montbello can't pick the ball up. They're having trouble with the pressure. Here's Swayzer. 3-on-2 now. They got numbers. Johnson with the ball. Keeps it. Finally gives it up. Swayzer converts with strength. And I think they really need to do that more inside. Johnson and the other guys have challenged Price and drawn charging foul to charging foul. Now they got Nunley on the bump. For Nunley, that's foul number 1, though.
Well, that's a good play. And again, you see the pressure immediately on Randy Massengale. But you see Jermaine Johnson and Thad Swayzer, cool as can be. They commit. They take that 3-on-2 break. Your two seniors. They've been here, and they do it picture perfect.
They do indeed. Got to say, Montbello, top 9 players gone from last year's team. Nunley, the only guy on that bench who's still there. He never got in the state tournament. This puts back up and in. Great follow by Bakken.
Well, Chad Bakken stayed with it, and there's the offensive stickbacks that Saeed Abdul-Rahman does not want to see.
Johnson with the penetration, kicks the dribble at Garrett. Garrett is not hesitating. He got it, too. Had a little rhythm on that one, and Garrett now with 6 points.
Shedrick Garrett, well, now we see the seniors from Montbello starting to step up, and they do not want to be denied here tonight.
Montbello led by as many as 8 in the first quarter for a run in the second quarter by Arapahoe. This is following the pattern of the Columbine game for Arapahoe. Price with a nice fadeaway. Boy, he can't get it to go. Inside on the reach, I think they've got Price. If it is, that's foul number 3.
Well, we always see right here, there's just a lid on the basket for Arapahoe as Price gets a good inside shot, got the position, and there we see Charles Britton jumping, he's a quick leaper, and the foul on Doug Price, reaching over, going over the back. That's 3 fouls on him, 3 fouls on Bakken, and 3 on Ellis.
4-point lead on the ball to Montbello, 5:20 to play in the third quarter. And fouls are a continuing story in this one. Johnson on Bakken, penetrates, and this time a block because falling backwards was Van Wagenen. Van Wagenen gets up saying, how? And, he may have a point. He didn't have his feet set, but you can't run over a guy. He's got the space behind him. He's allowed to have that.
That's a fact.
But finally, Jermaine Johnson gets a break on a call. That would have been 4 on Johnson. And, guys, Saeed's got to call off some of these guys going into the lane. They're going to foul them all out.
They're going to keep taking it right at him and keep rolling those fouls up because right now, Doug Price can't hurt you if he's sitting on the bench. But a key statistic here is Montbello has got to start knocking down these free throws. This could be a double-digit lead if they would just make the free throws.
Good point. But a reversal of the first half, it's Arapahoe with 5 team fouls and Montbello with only 1. Johnson hit 3 out of 4 free throws in the first half, hit one of 2 there. And again, that quick defense. A team that Ed Callaway Jr., George Washington says is maybe the quickest team he's ever seen on the court in high school basketball in Colorado. That's saying a bit much, Ed Callaway's a little excited at tournament time, but they are quick.
Well, right now, Montbello contesting every pass.
Van Wagenen misses again. Wallace just pulls a rebound. Oh, he walked. He ran. He didn't just walk, he ran. He looked like he was doing a dance from the 50s.
You bet. He did a good thing. He got a good offensive rebound, and then he walked with it. But again, credit Montbello as Charles Britton standing there with Shedrick Garrett, tall, forced him to walk. Now, this is a critical time here for Montbello and Doug Price as he's in the game with 3 fouls.
Big lineup for Montbello. They kick it in the corner to Britton. Britton's been quiet. He's been in foul trouble. Boy, Shedrick Garrett's starting to get a little fancy here. Garrett wants it. Passes inside. Swayzer goes up against Price. Fakes, and Massengale knocks it away. Big defensive play.
Good play by Massengale because Doug Price had to back off Thad Swayzer.
Johanning gets his man in the air and converts 2. An underrated, quiet player. Jason Johanning, sometimes a starter with that bucket.
He could be a big factor in this game before it's all said and done.
Straight ahead, Johnson held, gives it up. Beautiful pass. Britton wasn't ready. Britton gets the roll. Didn't square up well at all, but maybe now, after his 4th point, we'll start to see what Charles Britton did during the regular season.
Well, Charles Britton did a good job of squaring up, and he gets the shooter's roll on that basket.
23 points in the district championship game in the win over Manual, 66-65. Swayzer on the bump. That's foul number 4 for Swayzer. That's significant. All right, let's go to the sidelines with John Bowman.
Hey, you know, in the last time out, we talked with Saeed, and as a matter of fact, what happened with Marcus Harris, he injured his thumb on the first play of the game, and he is having trouble shooting the ball. You see that white tape on his right arm, and he's having trouble with his shooting hand. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, and that is Thad Swayzer with a little tape on, going to the bench with foul number 4. Saeed saying to him, don't worry about it, don't worry, you're playing good. Montbello with the 5-point lead, but now their bulk inside is out of there. A lot more pressure now on that man on defense, Britton, and he lets Price go for 2.
Well, they're spotted immediately. As soon as Thad Swayzer goes out, they get the ball right into Doug Price, and he takes Charles Britton to school for the easy deuce.
Ron Vlachine upset that Division I colleges, a lot of them have backed off of. Doug Price says he can't understand it. Britton fading away, doesn't get the roll, picks it up through the legs of an Arapahoe player, tries to dish to Harris, and it is lost. Now that is Harris 44. Not sure I see the tape yet on his thumb, but if his thumb is bothering him, and he was shaking his hand in that first quarter after one of those fouls.
I think it's his right wrist, Michael. You can see the tape on his wrist.
Johanning, no. Inside Price, yes. And Doug Price, Ron Vlachine says he is the dominant player in the state. We'll prove it if we win the state title. You'll know I'm right. Nice pass by Garrett. Oh, Britton!
That's big time. We know Charles Britton's got that move, as he got an excellent pass from Marcus Harris, and Charles Britton flushed it with no problem. Big time dunk.
And what is the call here?
I think they got a hand on another pass and tipped it out of bounds.
Saeed upset with the official on something. I'm not sure. 3-point lead for Montbello. Ball to Arapahoe. Massingale. Been pretty sure-handed. Whole team had a rough start, Arapahoe. Price again wheeling on Britton. He's got the post moves, and without Swayzer's bulk. And with Britton with 3 fouls, Price is setting up right where he likes it, close to that hoop.
Well, that's what I said earlier in the telecast, that they cannot afford to let that happen.
Johnson for 2. He's got 6. That penetration, there was no Price in the way.
No, there wasn't.
Johanning looks inside. Price walked. Oh, they didn't call that one. Gets the roll. Price is heating up. 11 points for Price.
That's a quick 8 points for Doug Price. As soon as Thad Swayzer goes out of the game, he picks up 8 immediately.
Good point. Johnson in trouble. Garrett sets. No. Britton grabbed by Price. Foul number 4 on Price. So now he joins Swayzer with 4 fouls. The question now, of course, is will they yank him? 1:51 to play in the third quarter.
Well, we're waiting to see. They called the foul, I believe, on Randy Massingale, which is going to be a break. But we see here Charles Britton's going up, and they must have called a foul on number 43.
No, they called it on Massingale. You were right. The scoreboard says Massingale foul number 1. Back with more from McNichols Arena, a tight one right after this.
No credit or slow credit? Well, no problem. Rosen Novak Ford can help with your transportation needs. Rosen Novak Ford will finance your purchase with approved down payment.
Hi, this is Steve Watson to tell you about Rosen Novak's excellent selection of used cars and trucks.
At Rosen Novak Ford, you are assured dependable vehicles. Each has been checked for safety and meets Colorado emissions standards. So regardless of your credit history, now you can buy from one you can trust. Rosen Novak Ford, where you, the customer, are number 1.
Colorado Badge and Trophy, locally owned and operated since 1906, offers the largest showroom of advertising specialties, executive gifts, and custom awards. Colorado Badge and Trophy's in-house manufacturing, experienced sales staff, and guaranteed delivery means faster turnaround and higher quality at the lowest prices. That's why Colorado Badge and Trophy is number 1 for specialty items. Colorado Badge and Trophy, centrally located just 2 blocks south of Spear on Broadway.
All right, we are back. I'll tell you, our stat man, Joe Freese-Mason, left us high and dry on Wednesday night, but he had a good reason. His wife, Lisa, gave birth to their baby, a little boy, Denzel. Congratulations to Freese-Mason, back on the job at my left tonight. Garrett is so smooth on that one, and he has got to come up big now. The way this one is going, he's got 8 points.
Well, Shedrick Garrett is back on his job as he wheels in there for the smooth jumper.
John Bowman's on the baseline. John?
During that last timeout, the Arapahoe coach telling the Warriors, don't worry about the long shots by the Warriors from Montbello, telling them, pack the paint, pack the paint.
And Massengale makes them pay for that. Tie game. Three-pointer. Johnson misses. Price up big. Oh, they don't call a walk on that one. Ball inside. Blocked on Nelson by Britton, but he stepped on the end line. No luck on that, but what a play by Britton. Starting to show off his leaping ability.
Well, Mark Nelson had a 2-on-1. He had Johanning on the other side. He fakes it, and Charles Britton will have none of it. He goes up, up, and away and slaps that shot out of there, doing his best imitation of Dikembe Mutombo.
Price on the walk. Hadn't walked in a long time. Got called 5 times in the first half. Now that's 7 turnovers against Doug Price, who also has 11 points. Coming into front court now, Jermaine Johnson playing with 3 fouls. Garrett sets up where he likes it, about 10 feet. Shedrick Garrett is loose, 10 points now. He can score in a hurry.
Well, Arapahoe's going to have to go out there and contest him, because if they let him stand out there and shoot that 10-footer, he'll kill him.
42 seconds to play in the third quarter. Montbello up by 2. Johanning for 3. Arapahoe leads it. Johanning 8 for 16 coming in on the season on 3-point shots. Goes above 500 with that one. And the walk is called again on Holland. They got him in the first half on that same move.
Well, William Holland got caught in between wanting to shoot the ball or pass it, and he traveled.
Mentioned Price's effectiveness on the court here. Ron Blasheen says the dominant player of the state. He's got 7 rebounds now. Alice way off. Alice certainly not coming up big here in semifinal night from McNichols Arena on Mile High Cable Channel 10, home of the Denver Preps. Charles Britton squares up, but he is not on tonight. He missed a lot of shots in the first game, really didn't square up well, and doing the same thing now. It's hard to hoop. Nelson misses. Holland clears it out. The buzzer goes off. They say the end of the third quarter, 36-35. Arapahoe ends the quarter ahead for the first time in this semifinal matchup.
Pierre's Supper Club, known worldwide for its outstanding catfish dinner, has opened up a new location in the northeast Denver area at 3940 York Street, featuring a new full-service menu. Or try the original location at 2157 Downing Street, just 5 minutes away from downtown Denver. Both are now serving lunch and dinner. And don't forget, Pierre's special spices and hot sauce are at all King Soopers and Safeway locations. Pierre's.
Hey, there's more to school than just classwork.
Yeah, like what?
Extracurricular activities. Public Service Company is aware that 96% of all dropouts don't participate. So Public Service sponsors a program for the Colorado High School Activities Association which rewards academic excellence and participation.
Romeo.
Because what you do after school will help you get through school.
I get it. To graduate participates.
All right, ready to inbound the ball. A reminder, we're here for 2 games today. George Washington Chatfield follows this final quarter of action here. Montbello in black, trailing Arapahoe by 1. They've led most of the way. And they call a foul on the steal. They call a foul on Montbello. Before we catch up to date on who they've got on that foul, let's catch up on some scores. Earlier in 5A action, Sierra over Grand Junction Central advances to the 5A finals tomorrow night, 54-43. And Green Mountain behind Kobe Cheney, 71-53 winner with a late run against Grand Junction. Green Mountain and Sierra in the 5A final tomorrow.
They call a foul on William Holland. I thought he picked Randy Massengale's pocket clean as a pickpocket.
Doug Price. 13 points now for Price. And it's a 3-point lead for Arapahoe. They had a very tough semifinal game, and it got them, the quarterfinal game, it got them ready. Here's Harris. 5 points, and suddenly the middle is a little more porous now for Arapahoe. Their defense is giving up those drives.
Well, I wonder if this pressure has maybe slowed Arapahoe down a little bit and made them a little tired. And now they got Price with an offensive foul.
How about that? Pushing off. Ron Blasheen pointing and talking to him. That is foul number 4 on Doug Price. You know, there's a good debate. Who had the better quarterfinal warm-up? Montbello, who had it easy against an injured Arapahoe team, had to play but didn't have to go all out to win, going away by 17. Or Arapahoe, coming from behind, executing under pressure, winning it without their big man for the last 2 minutes of regulation and last 3 minutes, of course, all 3 minutes of overtime. In just a heart stopper, a game Ron Lachine said he thought his team might have been out of the tournament at least 10 times during the game. He thought it wasn't his night. And I think really both teams were served best because Montbello needed the easier win to get their legs on the ground for the youngsters. Arapahoe needed to be tested in the tournament.
Well, that's true, but a key statistic here is that Arapahoe is now in the penalty. So Montbello is going to be shooting free throws the entire fourth quarter, and they got 4 fouls left to give.
11 points now for Garrett. He is an 86% free throw shooter, according to his coach. Best one on the team, and he makes them both there. Shedrick Garrett came in this year from Sierra. He was a freshman at Montbello. Family moved around a little bit. Knocked away by Britton. Grabbed by Van Wagenen off his hands and out of bounds. Montbello with the lead and the ball.
Well, Marcus Harris stepped in there in front of Van Wagenen, and the ball just went off him. As we see here, Justin Alice loses control of the ball. And a smart play by Marcus Harris. He tips it into Van Wagenen, and the ball goes off his chest and out of bounds.
Sophomore against a senior. That time it was a sophomore winning the battle. Senior dominated Arapahoe. Sophomore stars coming up big for Montbello. And Garrett, the senior, the transfer from Sierra, has 14 points.
Well, we're at Shedrick's place, and he's knocking them down with lightning regularity.
Shedrick Garrett didn't have a great game in the quarterfinal. He missed the team bus. It wasn't mandatory. He wasn't penalized. Marcus Harris told him the wrong time. Marcus confirmed that later. Saeed said, why don't you tell me before the bus left? Justin Alice answers. They need him now. He's got only 6. Playing with that broken thumb. Inside, Garrett can't get the roll. Up strong as Harris. Wallace tips the ball out of bounds, but they call Harris over the back on the rebound. That's foul number 4 on Marcus Harris.
Oh, we see here Shedrick Garrett going up and away, and I thought that was going to go down. Van Wagenen got a hand in his face, and then you see Marcus Harris going over the back of Adam Wallace, and they call the foul.
Might have got him with the body. Certainly had the ball in both hands, and Wallace came between his hands. Can't see the foul on top. 41-40. Montbello with the lead, Arapahoe with the ball. Ball inside, Van Wagenen to Price. Got great turnaround move, and he is walking again. And that time he was on Marcus Harris.
And Marcus Harris stepped, lunged at him, and forced him to pick up the dribble, and he walked. That's a good play by Marcus Harris. Doug Price not wanting to get called for an offensive foul and watching the rest of the game from the bench.
Britton pressed, forces the shot up, tip up, no good by Garrett. Double team, split by Alice. Now there's a 3-on-1. Van Wagenen goes up against Holland and has got 2.
Well, Justin Alice, credit him for that basket as he broke the press.
Johnson in the trees. Oh, they've got another offensive foul.
That is unbelievable.
Jermaine Johnson gets up grinning sheepishly. That is number 4 on Jermaine.
Well, Jermaine Johnson, it looked like he just took it straight in at him, and if anything, got whacked on the arm, and they call him for the foul.
Want to take a moment as Arapahoe has the ball and the lead back with a 1-point lead. Say hi to Ben Gregory, recovering from some heart problems. Back hard at work as the backfield coach at the University of Colorado in their football team. He's a Montbello star here. Took the football team to great heights during his days before joining the Buffs. All right, here comes Arapahoe onto the offense with 5.5 to play. Now they'll spread the court with the lead.
Well, that's Arapahoe's bread and butter as they want to get into this UCLA spread offense, and they figure they can get the backdoor cut, catching Montbello snapping a little bit.
Well, not too many Montbello guys can give a foul if it comes to that. Well, Swayzer's going to have to come up on the ball now, risking the backdoor from Alice. 1-point lead. They got Doug Price and Alice on the floor. A little bit of a surprise with both guys in. They go to this offense. Alice can't handle the backdoor pass, out of bounds.
Well, Johanning, they got it. They put the ball out to Johanning, and he is a key man, and he wheeled it in there to Alice, and he had his man beat. Pass just a little too tall and out of bounds.
And it is certainly a surprise that Alice is the more recruited than Price off of this game. Again, on the walk on Holland. That call by Jim King.
Oh, Holland knocks down the 3, and then Jim King called the travel. Let's see here. Here's the ball. It's kicked out. Where's the travel? He took one step and he shoots it. King blew this call, and now he's trying to make up for it by calling a travel, and there wasn't one. That's a 3-point shot, and he knows he blew it.
All right, back after this. More action. Fourth quarter from McNichols.
Leaders. That's how IBM views school principals. And one reason why IBM employees started the School Principal Program. More than 100 Colorado principals have been through IBM Leadership Development. The training is free. Working together, we can achieve our highest goals in education. The IBM School Principal Program. Just one way IBMers working in Colorado are working for Colorado.
Tonight's 6A quarterfinal game was made possible in part through the generous support of Citywide Bank. Citywide Bank, located on the corner of Peoria and 45th Avenue, is your locally owned community bank serving the neighborhoods of far northeast Denver since 1969. Citywide Bank congratulates Montbello for their advancement to the state 6A quarterfinals and wishes the Warriors continued success. Citywide Bank, member of the FDIC.
Arapahoe High School, Ron Blasheen looking for state title number 10. Would like to win here and go to state championship game. There's a turnover picked up by Montbello. Shedrick Garrett. Ron Blasheen has lost his last 2 matchups with Saeed Abdul-Rahman, but he won the first 2 with the Littleton teams, one of which won a state title and went unbeaten. Inside Swayzer. And a lot of contact in there, Abdul-Rahman is saying. That's why, if he walked, he was pushed.
Well, these officials are only human. They're doing the best job they can do, and it's easy for Marcy.
All right, Michael Clark with Fred McHenry, 4:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Rainbow Iron Kids Rosa Novak Ford High School game of the week as close as it can get. 42-41 Arapahoe, and they've got the ball. Doug Price flashing out. They don't throw it in low post. Garrett gets a hand on it, races to the ball, and they call a walk on Van Wagenen. This is not a race, this is a walk.
We're going to walk to the finish here, as here comes the makeup call. Well, I tell you, both coaches will have plenty to say about this one tomorrow.
Well, you can say that Shedrick Garrett and Doug Price, among others, have dominated this game, but the 2 names that have dominated are Jim King and Coy Gaddy, the officials. Oh, Charles Britton gets the touch.
Well, there's not much Doug Price can do as they flash into that post. He doesn't want to pick up his 5th foul with 3:46 left, so they're going to shoot uncontested jump shots.
Back and forth game here with Montbello back in lead. Price beating Swayzer to the ball. They claim Swayzer pushed him, and that's it. That is foul number 5 for Thad Swayzer.
Well, here comes Johanning, sees Doug Price flashing to the basket. Good lob pass, puts it up high where the only person that can get that ball is Doug Price. And boy, I don't know, it looks like Thad may have got him with the body, may not. Both of them going for the ball.
I'll tell you what, there was contact. If Price doesn't go down and walk, forcing the officials to make a call one way or the other, I don't think they call that as a foul. That wasn't much of a foul.
Well,
there was 2 guys going for the ball, as you said. Stolen. How Holland stepped on the line. That's the second time Montbello's been down there with a steal and stepped on the line. Garrett is talking to Ron Blasheen now. They're both going to each other, shrugging shoulders, talking to each other like they're best buddies.
Well, Ron Blasheen's giving it to the officials, as I can guarantee he hasn't liked the way they've been calling these games since the regionals.
Van Wagenen looking inside for Price. Garrett all over Price, 3-quarter front. Now Price goes back in for a back pick. Coming through the pick nicely is Harris on Bakken. Massengale will reset. Price can shoot out there, gives it up. You're sort of looking for walks. Everybody touches the ball around, right? Oh, Price goes right into Garrett. Forces it up. Garrett up tall. Rebound. Montbello.
Well, they got the pass that they wanted. Alice hits Price with the entry pass, and Price just can't hit the payoff.
And that is why Price is not being recruited by major college recruiters. If you've seen his brother, he has the same body. Looks like the inability to put on weight. He may get to be 6'11", but he has no power game, even though he's a nice ball player. Oh, Charles Britton has caught a rhythm here. Britton now with 10 points coming on late. The sophomore gives Montbello a 3-point bulge.
Well, right now, these sophomores are playing like seniors as they're going in, getting the right position and knocking down these jump shots.
Timeout on the court. Montbello back with the 3-point lead, 45-42. Back with more live from McNichols right after this.
Stop! Lunchtime! Top amount of bread for lunch and all of my friends. Love munching the good stuff that a body needs. A very fine taste that's meant to please. I-Kiss bread! From Rainbow, give me I-Kiss bread! Break it down! Kids are dancing and jumping, getting what they need with a taste that's something feeling good, feeling right. I-Kiss bread! Loving every bite. I-Kiss bread! From Rainbow.
All right, let's go right away to the sideline. John Bowman.
Down there on the Montbello bench as Thaddeus Swayzer went out of the game. Coach came over to him and said, hey, I hope we get another game for you, kid. Back to you guys on the bench.
Great story, John Bowman. The Thad Swayzer story goes like this. He was a very talented underclassman behind one of the great senior classes in the history of Montbello. Didn't get to play much last year. Misses the first 6 games of this year because of football. Obviously going with the Montbello team to the playoffs. Then misses repeatedly throughout the season while he takes his 5 recruiting visits before settling on the Colorado University Buffs on where he'll play college football. That could have been an over and back. And finally is in a rhythm here at tournament time, but he's on the bench on a closely called game with 5 fouls. Price strong to the hoop. Price with a big one. He has 15, a 1-point lead in the ball to Montbello. Bakken chasing Garrett from behind.
We'll see if Montbello goes into this half-court stall. Now, they've been very effective with this year.
Johnson to the hoop. Forces it up, blocked by Price, hits it again. Garrett goes strong, dishes. Holland on the baseline, no, blocked by Price again. Massengale ahead to Alice, and he is grabbed by Johnson. And they should not call an intentional foul on that. I'll be surprised if they do, but it is a 2-shot foul.
Well, I tell you, Justin Hollis hit the deck hard. Here's the pass by Randy Massengale. And then we see Johnson, he just goes up and grabs his arm. I mean, that's a hard foul, but that's good, tough basketball.
I'll tell you, though, he is out of the game now with 1:58 to play. And if I'm Saeed Abdul-Rahman, I surrender the basket. I'm down 1 point, and I've got my point guard.
Yeah.
So if I'm Saeed, and again, remember, Jermaine Johnson, who's done such a job coming on the second half of the season with the good decisions at point guard for Montbello to put together a 12-game winning streak, beating Manual High School and winning the district championship. A lot of it's been Jermaine Johnson's maturity. Well, I would like to have him on the court. If they don't win here for Montbello, he's had a great senior season. He didn't play till now. This is the only year of varsity basketball he's had.
Well, he's had an outstanding season, but now the pressure's on Andre Nunley.
Timeout on the court now. Montbello and Arapahoe will stay here. We'll look at the Arapahoe bench. I asked Ron Blasheen, how good is this team compared to the teams in Littleton that won the state titles for? He says, well, this team is more athletic with Alice and Price, but they don't have the same finesse skills. They're not as solid all-around players. We rely more on role players at Arapahoe this year.
Well, you bet they are. I mean, Doug Larson was a force in those state championship games against Manual. Those are great battles.
All right, let's listen in.
Drop the ball
All right, Ron Blasheen coaching fundamentals. Ron Blasheen, through all the changes, he says, I've become a little more matter of fact. The kids are smarter now. I don't rant and rave quite as much. You can't go in the locker room and throw things as you look at Saeed Abdul-Rahman. 24 years in coaching, he says, hey, you can't put it over on the kids. And the kids have to know that you genuinely like them. We suspend the rules during games. We talk at each other. We suspend personalities. We suspend our feelings a little bit. But the kids have to know that you really care about them, or else they can't handle that. And those are the keys to his coaching success. 10 championships if he wins this year in 24 years of coaching.
Without a doubt, he's a legend in coaching here in the state of Colorado.
Alice makes that free throw. So far, he's been quiet.
It's his 7th point. But Justin Alice can shoot those free throws against Columbine. He hit there's an intentional foul. He hit both free throws and then he shot 4 and he hit all 4 of them.
Missed that one, but Van Wagenen has the rebound. Arapahoe is so tough at the end of the game. Columbine found that out on Wednesday night. They thought they had put Arapahoe away a couple of times. Bakken to the baseline, looking for help. Massingale can't get a move out of Harris on the fake. Now Massingale has it back.
Well, there's that spread.
They like to swing the ball and get it inside. They want Price posting up lower than he is there on the high block. Now he comes to meet the ball. Cuts back in, tries to pick. They're still not getting much movement on the baseline, Arapahoe. Massingale looking in for Price. He's set up closely now. And it's, Holland they call Holland with the kick.
Well, there's a little miscommunication between Justin Alice and Doug Price, as Doug Price is telling Justin to move out away from there. He's got a mismatch on Shedrick Garrett at 6'4". They want that post up in there.
5-inch mismatch. And Garrett is they're not going to mistake Garrett for Thad Swayze, who goes about 230, who can bulk. And we got timeout again. Ron Vlachine wants to talk about it again. That means Arapahoe will have 1 timeout left. Montbello has 2 timeouts left. We're tied at 45. It's Arapahoe ball. There's some similarities, interesting similarities in these coaches. Both these guys so much feted by their peers, Saeed Abdul-Rahman and Ron Vlachine. Both dreamed of perhaps moving up, of having a college job. Neither one says, hey, it's that important anymore. But I know Ron Vlachine would like to be considered for the Northern Colorado job. Fred Litzenberger, Boyd Grant's former assistant now in Miami. Lonnie Porter, some of the names being mentioned up there. Joe Folda, Southern Colorado, I hear, would like that job. Saeed Abdul-Rahman knows pretty much he doesn't think he's going to get the shot at college. He's going to move into administration.
Well, Saeed Abdul-Rahman said as long as there's a Marcus Harris and a Charles Britton, he's not going anywhere, and I don't blame him. Those 2 kids are outstanding. But you're right, Ron Vlachine would be an ideal fit for up there, UNC, being a UNC graduate. And there's no doubt about his coaching abilities. I mean, he's got 9 state titles. What more can you do on this level?
He says recruiting isn't all that important. Obviously, he's never had to recruit. He's a high school coach, although it's getting that way now in high school basketball in Colorado. He says it's overrated. Boyd Grant won with coaching. I can recruit, but I can win with coaching. And he certainly has done that. And he's made better players out of all of his players through the years, virtually everyone who's played for him. Saeed Abdul-Rahman says he will follow this sophomore class through and maybe coach 1 more year after that. So we may have 3 more years of Saeed at Montbello. The only coach Montbello has ever had. Britton on Massingale. Oh, and Massingale knocked it away. That's a good call. It was out of bounds off Arapahoe. Massingale saved the bucket by Britton. Quick hands.
It was quick hands, as I thought Charles Britton was gotten away and was getting ready to go up and dunk this one. As we see, Massingale doesn't take his eyes off the ball. Just slips right in there, and that's not a foul. He just creates enough havoc for Charles Britton to miss the layup. He did the smart thing and just try to go off glass.
Tie game, Montbello looking for a lead. William Holland has to run the point now. He's really a shooting guard, but they converted him this year to give, over and back. Good call. Lost the pass. It is tough without Jermaine Johnson in there. Arapahoe pressure, turning the tables on Montbello and forcing the turnover.
Well, this is where Arapahoe is so tough, and they steal him right there at the end. This is just where they want to be. They want to be close with under a minute, and it can't be any closer.
Will they play for 1, Fred?
I would.
Double team on Johanning. Oh, Garrett had his hands on the ball. Jump ball. Jump ball. I think it's Montbello's arrow. It is. The Warriors steal it back from Arapahoe.
Well, Shedrick Garrett, he comes in there and he steals the ball and gets a jump ball. Charles Britton and them jump up and celebrate. Marcus Harris steps in and said, we haven't won this game yet. Let's calm down. And Saeed Abdul-Rahman takes a timeout to calm his team down.
45 seconds to go. You're looking at the Arapahoe huddle. Let's go to John Bowman on the baseline. John?
During the last timeout, the Arapahoe Warriors, their coach was telling them all they have to do is hang on to the ball and get 1 shot off. They couldn't do that. Now it's going to be the same thing for the Montbello Warriors. Back to you folks at the bench, Fred and Mike.
Okay, we've talked about referees dominating, turnovers, dominating the game. Montbello with 18, Arapahoe with 21. Ron Vlachine, I'm sure, can't believe his team is tied with 21 turnovers. But I'll tell you what, it's outstanding play down the stretch that's dominating this one as we see Saeed Abdul-Rahman, the only coach Montbello has ever had.
Well, he's a good one, and he knows what it takes to win a state title. And I'm sure he's telling his young troops, we want one shot. He does not want Arapahoe to get a shot off. He will take his chances in overtime if need be.
The winner goes to the final game, the state championship game. Saeed Abdul-Rahman was there last year with 9 different players. His first 9 are gone. This could be the miracle of Montbello as Nunley takes the pass in. They've got the sure-handed senior in. They're going to try to double team him from behind. He avoids that. Here's Marcus Harris, who told Rahman, I'll get you that state title, coach, after Saeed was disappointed in a 1-point loss to Manual last year. Garrett forces it up. Grabbed by Nunley, take it back out, stolen by Massengale. 24 seconds, stolen back. No, Johanning has it, he's fouled by Garrett. Johanning is a terrific free throw shooter.
Yes, he is. This is outstanding. I'm surprised that Montbello took that shot that quickly. Shedrick Garrett has been outstanding, but it may have been a little bit ill-advised on the shot as we see the battle here. Shedrick almost got it back, but Johanning getting the ball, and then all of a sudden they call the foul.
Johanning has not been on the line today. He is an 83% free throw shooter. As Ron Blasheen pushes his guys away from him, says line up on the line. There is Shedrick Garrett.
Well, you bet that's one of the few mistakes that Shedrick Garrett's made tonight.
And Montbello will give him time to think about it, Johanning. Tie game, back to wrap this one up right after this.
Pierre's Supper Club, known worldwide for its outstanding catfish dinner, has opened up a new location in the northeast Denver area at 3940 York Street, featuring a new full-service menu. Or try the original location at 2157 Downing Street, just 5 minutes away from downtown Denver. Both are now serving lunch and dinner. And don't forget, Pierre's special spices and hot sauce are at all King Soopers and Safeway locations. Pierre's.
Montbello trying to preserve the first half of a hoped-for Denver Prep League final. Saeed Abdul-Rahman says he's got a feeling that George Washington will surprise top-seeded Chatfield in the second game tonight, which we'll bring you live on Mile High Cable. Ron Blasheen is saying, hey, Saeed, you're not going to make it yourself. We're here to win it. Certainly, they've talked about the promise of Alice and Price since their great sophomore years when Montbello knocked them out in the first round of the tournament. Then last year in the semifinals, 2 powerhouse clubs met at Montbello, a decisive winner. For a 3rd year in a row, Alice and Price, in their final year of high school eligibility, are hoping Johanning can pull them through to the championship game. He's got the first one.
Well, that's an important one. Now he gets the second one. And Johanning is cool as ice on that free throw line, knocks that one down.
83% free throw shooter of all the guys to foul. Pressure's on. He hasn't been to the line before, but he made that first one cool as ice. Got them both. 2-point lead, 20 seconds on the clock now. Nunley rushing it up. Montbello needs a good shot, better than a quick shot. Inside, foul. Bakken fouls. He grabbed Britton, and now the sophomore, Charles Britton, who had never been coached before, never played organized basketball before. He is on the line.
Well, here comes the pass, as we see here, number 23. That's William Holland, finds Charles Britton coming down the lane. Nobody around there, and he just goes right straight to the basket. He gets fouled. Lucky this isn't the NBA, or we'd be shooting for the three-point play as he made that.
Montbello would have the lead. A smart foul, as it turns out, by Bakken, who has played since the first quarter. He had 3 fouls. That was only his 4th foul.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of noise now from the Arapahoe Rooters facing the sophomore, Charles Britton. Got the first one. Charles Britton, a 70% free throw shooter. Saeed Abdul-Rahman says he is the best free throw shooting big man ever at Montbello. Tall praise.
Well, he had a great stroke on that shot. That hit nothing but net. And this looks good too.
Oh, tied it up. Pressure, 13 seconds. Full court pressure, Montbello. Johanning trying to look up court. Looking for Alice. Avoids the double team. 5 seconds. 4, Alice for 3. Long, no. Up in the air, tipped away. Montbello will have overtime. Overtime, how about this? Montbello, Arapahoe in the tournament 3 years in a row. It gets better every year.
Well, how about Charles Britton with all the marbles on the table? He comes to the free throw line and hits nothing but net on those 2 free throws, answering the call by Jason Johanning, who knocked down 2. That doesn't get any better than this, Michael.
How ill at ease the freshman, the sophomore, Charles Britton, looked early in the game. Unbelievable. All right, let's look at as time runs out.
Well, Johanning looking for anybody at this point in time, knows that he's got to get a shot off. Finds Justin Ellis, and Justin Ellis takes a shot. It's been a long three-pointer, but he has the capability of making some of these. He gets squared, takes a good shot, and it just hits the back of the rim.
You could say it's a percentage shot because he's a 42% three-point shooter, but not from the NBA line. He was standing on the NBA line.
Well, he may have had enough time to maybe take one or two more steps to get a little closer, but you know the clock is about running out. You have nothing to do but to shoot that shot.
The bands are playing, the drums are drumming. 3 more minutes of this one. And don't forget to stay tuned, because following this one, it's George Washington and Chatfield. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people to choose from on Montbello side for the Police Athletic League start of game. We won't have to pick it quite yet, though. Charles Britton with those free throws, Cedric Garrett with 14 points. 2 names that come to mind. Britton will jump now against Price. The ball is not thrown up straight, and Price has an easy handle on it. That's why they abolished the jump ball. Nobody can throw it up straight. They threw that one to Price's side.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that Price didn't get up. He won the first jump from Britton anyway in this game. He can get up. Of course, he is about 3 inches taller. Johanning walks. Nobody calls that one. Price turn around. Doesn't get the roll inside. Britton coming up big here on the boards.
Well, Montbello, I'm sure they're going to get into that half-court offense. They aren't going to try and do anything fancy.
All alone, Harris goes right to Alice, and they call a charge. Unbelievable. Why would he do that? Harris hasn't learned, and for Marcus Harris, that is his 5th foul, just a sophomore. He is out of the game.
That's
Made
a good
the
call.
shot, too.
Yeah, that was a good call, but Justin Ellis stood his ground, and Marcus Harris drove right into him. As you can see here, Justin Ellis just goes straight up and does a good acting job. Marcus Harris gets the charging call.
Hit him right in the chest. Hit Alice right in the chest. You don't get that call. And so with Swayzer out at 3:36 to play, and Jermaine Johnson, the point guard, out at 1:58 to play. Now in overtime, Harris is fouled out with 2:25 to play. Against the trap, Massengale recovers. Still a tie game at 47, 2:14 to play. Alice has been quiet. He'd like to get on the board. Arapahoe, picked up the pivot foot that time. Price did too. Ball knocked away on the ground, picked up. Nunley has it ahead to Britton. He better hold off. No, he challenges. Soft.
Oh my, nice play by Charles Britton.
Does not pick up the foul. How about that move? Britton has come of age.
Great athletic abilities. He takes on 2 Arapahoe Warriors and will not be denied.
Montbello up by 2, 1:47 to play. Arapahoe looking for a good shot inside. They'll take their time. They'll gain their composure. It's a veteran club. Massengale made the big shot against Columbine. Has it knocked away from behind. Recovered by Holland. Montbello in control. 1:30 to play.
Credit Cedric Garrett as he had Doug Price, and he stepped in front of Massengale, who was trying to pass to Price, then got caught in between.
The sophomore Chano Garcia in the game. We'll see how he handles it. Holland, who's been called for walking earlier. Got to be nervous there. Britton in trouble, lobs it to Holland. Holland dribbles, almost walked. Just not used to being the ball handler. Here's Chano Garcia, a fierce competitor. Just a sophomore, though. Taken away by Alice. Oh, they got him on the reach. Alice with the foul. I got to say, nice play, though. He almost got the ball.
Almost got the ball. Well, right now, they're taking the air out of the ball. They aren't in any hurry, and Justin Ellis comes out and fouls Chano Garcia, another sophomore.
And I'll tell you, a good point, a good play for 2 reasons. 1:02 left on the clock, down 2. They fouled the sophomore with very little experience. Chano Garcia, a lot of pressure on Chano. He's got to shoot it 1-1. He's got to make the first at least for Montbello. Oh, is he cool? Oh, look at this kid shoot.
You can't believe the quality of the underclassmen playing at this level.
Part of that great freshman class at Montbello. He's hit key three-pointers all season for him, and now he hits the 2 free throws. Montbello by 4. A minute to play. Exactly, Johanning into the front court. Knocked away, stolen by Holland, ahead to Garcia. Johanning gets there first. Now to Alice, broken court, 3-on-2. Alice pulls up, 3-point try, no. Look at that rebound by Garrett, grabbed by Massengale. For Massengale, that's only his 2nd foul, but a 1-on-1 for Cedric Garrett when he goes to the line.
Well, Cedric Garrett's doing it all as we see Justin Ellis again taking another 3-point shot. There's plenty of time left on the clock. And Cedric Garrett steps right underneath Doug Price and just takes this away, and Massengale fouls him. Shedrick Garrett doing it all as he's leading these young sophomores right down to the big dance.
Unbelievable, the youngsters, and now they've got the senior, Garrett, 86% free throw shooter, as coach says. Said the DPL stats had it wrong this year. On the line, he's made his last 2. Oh, is he smoothing out? Look at this Montbello team come of age at big time. Saeed was right that they had the easier game. They got used to the big arena against Rangeview, and it helped them because they're playing as tough down the stretch as Arapahoe did last night. Misses. Oh, Garcia grabbed from behind. They didn't see it. They grabbed Garcia's jersey. It was Price, and that's how he lost the rebound. Out of bounds off Arapahoe anyway.
They threw it away. They got you're right, they grabbed Chado Garcia.
It was Price, grabbed his shirt and stole the rebound from him. Garcia had snuck in for the rebound. Inbounding now, it's Nunley, and he is fouled by Van Wagenen. 5-point lead. Montbello shoots 1-on-1 on the line. Nunley, not a great shooter, will go to the free throw line. We'll see how he does there.
Well, right now, you got to really be impressed with Montbello's foul shooting. In the earlier part of the game, I said this could be a double-digit lead if they'd make free throws. And right now, coming down the stretch, they've hit 6 out of 7.
They have really come up big. You're right, Fred. First half may be intact for an all-DPL final, sending the DPL game of the week to Channel 4. They steal a rebound.
Chado Garcia right in there, hard-nosed player.
And Van Wagenen has fouled number 4 now, slapping the face inadvertently. And how about this young Montbello team? And remember, Saeed has a feeling that George Washington High School is going to the finals. I don't know if he is quite as sure about his own team, but they've got the 5-point lead. Nunley on the line. One more time. Got this one.
Nunley knocked that down, as every time he gets his hands on the ball, I guarantee you Coach Washington will foul him.
Now it is virtually a 2-possession game with a 6-point lead. This one could make it a 3-possession game if they don't foul. Garcia almost steals it. Does! Oh no, he lost it. No, Garrett has it. Fouled by Price. Price is out. Garrett will go to the line where he is awfully tough. He's made 3 in a row this quarter, or this last part of the game.
Well, Chado Garcia in overtime has come in here and he's been pesky, rebounding. Oh my.
Shedrick Garrett, the Montbello bench is ecstatic, but you know, they're not acting like they're surprised. They're acting like winners, like we knew it. Doug Price, his coach calls him the most dominant player in the state, has fouled out, and it may be the end of the high school career of Doug Price, his team down 6 with 29 seconds to play. He has come up big here, 15 points, but dominated the inside much of the game. Drawing charging fouls as, Garrett, is he emotional? Plays on emotion. Yesterday missed the team bus. He was scared of the coach, and he had a lousy game in the quarterfinals.
Well, he's had a big one here tonight as he's did an excellent job of defense against Doug Price.
Oh, they call
doing everything.
Garcia on the foul. You know, Arapahoe has not yet scored in overtime.
That's a good point, Michael. You're right. They haven't scored in overtime.
Chano Garcia, coach, not happy to see the clock stopped by Garcia with that foul. He's so aggressive inside, though. Tell you, these kids don't act like they're supposed to.
Well, no.
Don't they know this is McNichols Arena, a house that's more than half full? Pressure time, semifinals at a state.
I see more people here than I do for a lot of Nuggets games, and they've been treated to an outstanding battle here so far.
Hamilton misses. Garrett has the rebound. He is fouled immediately by Van Wagenen, and that should be it for him.
Well, this is Coach Washington's style. He's going to foul right away. He doesn't want to have any time come off the clock and hope that they miss the front end of the 1-and-1. Unfortunately, they're fouling their best free throw shooters on the team.
They are indeed. It's the only thing to do, but it looks dim. And it's time to talk about the Police Athletic League star of the game.
Well, my vote it would probably be for Coach Saeed Abdul-Rahman. With these young kids, this is probably his best coaching job, but I'd go with Shedrick Garrett as he's still knocking them down.
The senior who came up big had the great game. Britton, of course, with the great fourth quarter. But now, Garrett has hit 5 out of 6 free throws, 6 out of 7 free throws. Ball in the corner now, Bakken overshoots. Rebound, Garcia. Boy, he's a rebounding guard. And a foul again now with 15.7 seconds on the board. Johanning called for this one.
Well, Chado got the rebound, and he's smiling because he had a wide-open Charles Britton on the break, and we probably would have been treated to a high-flying slam dunk if he could have saw him.
We've got 4 rebounds now for Garcia. 4 rebounds in overtime. And, of course, unless I can't imagine this game turning the other way, really. Montbello's going to win it, so we might as well make it official. Shedrick Garrett is the Police Athletic League star of the game. Nunley misses. Stolen by Nunley. Stolen back by Massengale. Stolen back by Garcia.
These kids just won't quit. They're exciting to watch as you see Chado Garcia smiling from ear to ear as he taps that ball away.
Stolen by Holland. Here comes Britton. Look out. He likes to dunk. Yes.
Oh, my. High flying Charles Britton.
And he goes off into the end zone talking to the crowd. It's over. Saeed Abdul-Rahman, hands raised in the air. Even he is excited about this one. Ron Blanchine shakes his hand. 58-47. Overtime. Arapahoe escapes overtime in the quarterfinals, but they will not see the semifinals. 11-0 in overtime. A shutout. How about this? Look at Saeed Mobb. We've got the first half of an all-DPL final. All right, Fred McHenry and I will be back with the star of the game and more right after this. 58-47 Montbello.
Hi kids, I'm Steve Elwater of the Denver Broncos, here to tell you how you can be a big hit in your neighborhood. The Denver Police Athletic League has been around for over 21 years and is a positive influence in our community as an alternative to gangs and drugs. PAL offers exciting sports like football, basketball, baseball, wrestling, track, volleyball, and ice hockey year-round. If you'd like to be a PAL participant, call the Denver Police Athletic League for information at 937-1223. That's 937-1223. And be a hit.
Hyperventilate and get 50 grams of Unital. Sleep well? Are you kidding? This kid won't remember any of this. In fact, he won't remember what it was. Do me a favor.
Where if I see one more thing about HIV, I think I'm gonna die.
You could be putting yourself at risk.
All right, we're back. 58-47 Montbello, 11-0 run in overtime. Shuts out Arapahoe in overtime. They advance in the finals. The player of the game is Shedrick Garrett, who was a star with 20 points and 7 rebounds, brought to you by the Police Athletic League, PAL Athletics, the alternative to gangs and drugs. Go ahead, John Bowman.
We're going to call him Mr. Garrett down here on the baseline. Hey, great game. How'd you guys do this?
Well, the first thing we did, we all went out and bought some headbands to show like a team unity. And we told each other that we have to play as a team if we want to beat these Arapahoe Warriors because they're a great team. All of them. You know, I play like I'm really emotional. I like getting excited. And Charles Britton, he's great. All thing he needs to do for me is just dunk a ball, and I just get so excited. My defense just improves and everything.
What about these super sophomores you got on this team?
Oh man, what can you say about them? They're great. They're just great. They help us a lot, and we're gonna have a great future.
What are you guys gonna have to do to beat the winner of this next game?
Well, I think we have to do the same thing we did tonight, except don't have no more, like turnovers and just grab the rebounds and box out a lot. Because if we box out, we can just get.
Congratulations and good luck on the way to the championship.
All right, I would like to say hello to my grandmother. She's been really great taking care of me, giving me everything I need. And I just say, Grandma, I love you. Thank you.
All right. Hey, that's what it's all about. Congratulations again. We'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon. Hey, that's the player of the game, Shedrick Garrett, Montbello Warriors. And next up, GW and Chatfield.
All right. Thank you, John Bowman. Shedrick Garrett has a heart a mile wide. That was the Police Athletic League star of the game. Brought to you by Police Athletic League, PAL Athletics, the alternative to gangs and drugs. Back with more on this one, and then it's George Washington Chatfield right after this.
I'm the superintendent of Denver Public Schools, Evie Dennis. Beginning this month, Denver Public Schools is going high-tech. As part of the first phase of the Online Schools project, 1,100 computers will be delivered to 22 schools. By spring semester of next year, each classroom in the district will have a computer to broaden its access to worldwide data information. We at Denver Public Schools are committed to providing the finest opportunities for all of our students. Thus, Denver Public Schools High Tech will be on display with the Edge of Tomorrow Science and Technology Fair, designed to create interest and develop knowledge in the use of technology in the Denver Public Schools. The Edge of Tomorrow Fair will be held on March 15 and 16 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Regency Hotel. Join us, Denver, as Denver Public Schools goes high tech.
And with me now, Saeed Abdul Rahman. Hey, congratulations, you're in the finals again. What has it meant to this team to get this far?
Well, you know, being realistic, I thought that maybe we might have a chance to go maybe final 16, final 8 with the team being this young. But for them to come this far at such a young age and the way they won this basketball game is just totally incredible. It just sets a gel for the next 3 or 4 years at Montbello that sets a stage that won't be forgotten for a long time.
Yeah, super softs. You know, there's a lot of people talking about Michigan and their freshmen, and they're going to be talking about the Montbello Warriors and their sophomores.
Well, they just, you know, there's no adjectives in the English language to describe like what those kids have done out here today. Deep foul trouble, coming off the bench, ice cold, hadn't been in. Chano Garcia hadn't been in, you know, the whole half. Comes in, nails 2 big free throws, makes a couple of steals, keeps the ball alive. There's just nothing I can say about the kids. Just unbelievable performance.
How about Jermaine Johnson? What's wrong with his ankle?
We don't know yet. It looks like maybe an Achilles heel or something like that. You know, we having doctors look at it right now. But we'll come back tomorrow night and give it our best shot regardless. You know, a hit would be a tremendous loss for us. But after seeing what happened tonight, you figure anything might be able to happen for us.
What about these 2 teams that are on the floor right now?
It doesn't make any difference. I'm going to pull for George Washington. I look for George Washington to upset him. You know, I worry about George Washington because they know us so well, but I'm going to still pull for them because they're my brothers, you know, brother team from the DPL, so I'm just pulling for them.
All right, that's Coach Saeed Rahman, and congratulations again, Coach. We'll see you tomorrow night. Back to you, Michael.
All right, a great win late in the career of Saeed Abdul Rahman. You know, he had high blood pressure. He missed a practice for the first time in 15 years of coaching this year because of high blood pressure. He says he isn't going to coach many more years. What a year this has been for him. We'll be back with more live from McNichols Arena. It's George Washington and Chatfield when we return.
Unique educational opportunities are too important to miss. That's why Mile High Cablevision initiated the opportunity to make the Jason Project, an historical scientific expedition from the Galapagos Islands, available to all Denver Public Schools on a tape-delayed basis. Through the cooperation of the Denver Museum of Natural History, the Jason Project will transport students where no science class has gone before. Mile High Cablevision, committed to education, committed to the Denver Public Schools. Watch it happen.
Not gonna happen to me.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen to me.
I was really shocked when I found out I was infected. I didn't think anything like this could ever happen to me.
Only certain
People get it.
I'm a good example that you can get AIDS from heterosexual sex.
Who cares?
I'm trying to make the best of the time that I have left, because realistically, I really don't know how much time that is.
You could be putting yourself at risk.
All right, live from McNichols Arena, ready for the second half of our 6A boys semifinal doubleheader. Montbello winner in the first one. Up next, Chatfield and George Washington. And on the baseline, doing the great job. Nobody works the baseline like John Bowman. He's ready to talk to both of the coaches in tonight's second game. John?
what they're going to do to improve over the last game. They were just standing here talking about it. Quite a game in the 6A semifinals. Coach Gary Ossie of Chatfield, what are you going to do to win this game?
Well, I think we're just going to go out and try to play tough defense and play together as a team.
And George Washington, what do you expect from them?
I think they're going to play tough defense too, and I think it's going to be a great ball game just like the one before.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Ed Callaway Jr. over here. What do you guys have to do to get by Chatfield tonight?
About the same thing Gary said, stressing defense. About the same thing we did with Doherty, trying to put pressure on them from both ends of the court.
You guys think you're going to full court press? Is that what you're talking about here?
We're going to do some full, we're going to do some half, we're going to do some three-quarters.
And in terms of the game that you just saw before this, DPL surprise you?
Not really. We had talked before where anybody, this is up in the air, and it didn't. The whole tournament is up in the air right now.
We're talking about super sophomores in the last game. You got the super freshmen. What do you expect from the youngsters tonight?
Well, about the same performance that he gave us in the regionals. The last game, I think he's probably averaging about 25 a game.
Talking about Chauncey Phillips.
Right,
Smooth.
right. And I kind of expect the same from him tonight.
All right, Coach. Hey, good luck. We hope to see you here tomorrow night. All right, that's Coach Ed Callaway and Gary Ossie, both the coaches in the next game. Michael, back to you.
Okay, thank you. And I'm still touched by Shedrick Garrett, who I get a kick out of. Tribute to his grandmother, who has been so good to him, and twice this year. He's been star of the game, the Apollo Athletics star of the game. We're live at McNichols Arena, 2:33 on the clock until game time starts. Donna Carter from the Denver Post walking in front of us with Coach Ed Callaway. Don't forget, we will be back with more right after this break. We'll have the tip-off and the starting lineups. The Patriots and the Chargers 6A boys semifinal live from McNichols Arena.
No credit or slow credit? Well, no problem. Rosen Novak Ford can help with your transportation needs. Rosen Novak Ford will finance your purchase with approved down payment.
Hi, this is Steve Watson to tell you about Rosen Novak's excellent selection of used cars and trucks.
At Rosen Novak Ford, you are assured dependable vehicles. Each has been checked for safety and meets Colorado emissions standards. So regardless of your credit history, now you can buy from one you can trust. Rosen Novak Ford, where you, the customer, are number one.
Colorado Badge and Trophy, locally owned and operated since 1906, offers the largest showroom of advertising specialties, executive gifts, and custom awards. Colorado Badge and Trophy's in-house manufacturing, experienced sales staff, and guaranteed delivery means faster turnaround and higher quality at the lowest prices. That's why Colorado Badge and Trophy is number one for specialty items. Colorado Badge and Trophy, centrally located just 2 blocks south of Spear on Broadway.
All right, what a finish to the high school game of the week. The Rainbow Iron Kids, Rosen Novak Ford, Denver Prep League high school game of the week on Channel 10, Mile High Cable. Home of the Denver Press. We're live at McNichols Arena where Montbello, the youngsters led by sophomores and a senior named Shedrick Garrett, in foul trouble throughout. Win in overtime by 11 with an 11-0 shutout in the overtime period. Overloaded the Arapahoe Warriors, and we're trying to send the DPL game of the week to Channel 4. Les Shapiro and his new color announcer, the debut on Channel 4 tomorrow night of Rudy Carey. John Bowman has Rudy Carey now. John?
Hey, Michael, you know, this is a coach who's played against both of the DPL teams that are left in it, and what do you look for in this game?
Well, Chatfield wants to run. George Washington wants to slow the ball down. I think if George Washington can stay with Chatfield for the first half, they have a chance to win the ball game.
And in terms of what you saw in that last game, Montbello looks awful strong.
I'll tell you what, Say's got those kids playing at another level. I look for Montbello to be pretty tough to beat tomorrow night.
All right, Rudy Carey, thanks much. The Manual Thunderbolts coach right here. With that, back to Michael.
All right, and the new color commentator for the high school championships on Channel 4, Rudy Carey. We'll see how well he does. We'll get to criticize him as he steps into our role.
That's right.
But,
he criticizes us.
He makes a good point. This game could very well turn out to be a contradiction in terms. The suburban team, Chatfield, wants to play their game. They want to run. They want to play man defense. They're proud. They're number one in the state. They've lost a single game all year. They're on a big 10-game winning streak. And they say they don't have to change to beat George Washington. The Patriots, on the other hand, want to slow the ball down if they get a lead in the second half. Let's go now to Frank Palmieri, our house announcer, who will announce the subs and the starters. The George Washington Patriots will be in their road uniforms. They're the 4th seed. Chatfield will be in the white. They are the top seed, and they will wear the home whites. And here comes Rudy Carey behind us, the new TV announcer, Rudy Carey.
And he's saying 2 TPL teams.
That's what we're doing. We're sending the high school.
It might not be a suburb team in the final.
That's right, you heard that. Rudy Carey says it might not be a suburb team in the finals. All right, let's go to Frank Palmieri to introduce today's players.
Number 11, 5'10" sophomore, Eric Haberkorn. Number 10, 5'8" junior, Brad Anderson. Number 33, 6'5" junior, Chris Taylor. Number 21, 6'2" senior, Bill Flagus. Number 22, 6'5" senior, John Whiteside. Number 55,